Check me out now. Return of the smooth operator. Shotty on repeat. I say sleep later. This another favor. Consider me your neighbor. Lost a lot of fam in pursuit of the paper. She gon' catch the vapors when we slide by. The way I speak my mind, it's like I peak my prime, but I ain't close. I cruise through the night air. Fantasy a dream. Real world is a nightmare. Like Claire battling the brainless. Learn to live shameless. Talk about me alive, but claim that I'm nameless. You aimless. So I'ma style on them. They washed up. It's a rap. Throw the towel on them. Gaining miles on them. Otakus for the win. Tacos it depend on the mood that I'm in. Like Finn when it's time for adventure. This some new blue. Get ready to enter my mind for a few. Come and take a ride with the crew. I'ma show you how to recoup days lost when you vibe with the blue. Come vibe with the blue. Yeah. About time to regroup. Fly, got my eyes on the view. Never hear lies, only truth. Realize why they vibe with the blue. 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 Vibe with the vibe with the sky. Wait, you know the rest. I'm blessed. I see you frontin' like you ain't impressed, but I still get requests. I'm playing Zelda on the GameCube. I quit spamming my music. Don't ever try forcing the links. That's a high rule. The wind waker, Mother Nature on my side too, controlling the elements. Go and check my avatar. I'm arrows ahead. Get the point. Moving forward, the battle scars accumulated over time are reminders of what I went through as a minor, but made me a grinder. The trees broke down for this loose leaf. If life's a game of death, I'm Bruce Lee. Ooh wee. Lose sleep on the regular, trying to get this word out. Then I crash Nebula. Wish I had a very odd parent, maybe two, but it's cool. Everybody pays dues. Now it's time to make moves. Granny didn't raise me to lose. Think I'm in the mood for a cruise. Wanna ride? Come and vibe with the blue. Come 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 vibe with the. Check this out, y'all. I'm back spazzing like the elderly. Worth of my cousin Beverly. Never swear away from the truth. Just ask Heather. Be weather, be tripping. Starting to control like our destiny. Always give you the best of me until the death of me. My weaponry is a paintbrush. Hush, don't tell my secret. They get a hold of it. If you leak it, get it. It's cool. Got you covered though, look. But let me get back to that cool-ish, loose-ish. Why they still lying? They don't do this. Bad at board games, whole world clueless. Selling they soul for Roof Chris. Who's this honored fella? Need a sliced extra mozzarella. Crew fly, leg guy propellers. Humanity born like they don't trust fun. Why you dodge the teller? You don't know, but my odds are better. Life's a gamble, depending on who holding the cards. You can start living at large or it's bon voyage. Charge it to the game. Me and you ain't the same. I'm thinking bigger pictures. Why you still shrinking the frame? Ever blink in the rain? It helps when your eyes dry. Mob with the bright minds. Think you funny, wise guy? Midnight marauder with a new tribe. Tired of the fake. Come and vibe with the blue sky. Come vibe with the blue sky. I'm proud of you, try. We get them high. Take them high. What I do, come vibe with the blue. Yeah. Come vibe with the blue. Abs, what up? Vibe with the. Wise grass only greener when it's fertilized. Gave them truth in these songs, they prefer to lies. Destiny beautiful, adrift in her purple lies. You can't see me, you Stevie. Wondering how I reach more evolutions than Evie and make it look easy. Dream on, yeah. Dream on, dream weaver. Dream weaver.
Don't think for one single solitary second, just because we still had that intro. What happened?
Something up here. We're gonna try it again. Try it again. No, psych. Run it back, because I forgot I changed some shit. So I had to, my audio settings are fucked up. What is up, Earth's mightiest subscribers? It's your boy Ernie Blur without fear, back in the goddamn building, homie. Carter Vision in the goddamn cut. What's good? Getting ready to go. How are you? You getting ready to go for the AAA cruiserweight title? What's going on, pimp?
You see, just because we had some audio issues there for a second, that just gave me even more time to look in this damn chat. Y'all don't worry about Miss Gladys, mind y'all damn business. If she want to stream, she can stream. She don't need to leave my contract because my contract is very nice, very lucrative. Mind y'all business. I'm good. How are you?
Look, Miss Gladys can afford all the hot and readies.
Hey.
That she desires. Look, leave her alone. All right, now we got us a jam-packed show, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all right now. We got a jam-packed show. We got a lot to talk about. There's a lot of stuff. That's going on. And I don't even know if, I honestly don't even know if we're even gonna have time to talk about everything we got. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think we do. I actually don't think we do this time. Because so much shit happened. The Hollywood and the comics industry and, you know, TV shows, everything just shit itself this week. But y'all know what time it is. So we're gonna handle some business real quick. First and foremost, you know, we gotta pay homage. I haven't done it the past couple of times. However, man, I'm looking up here. My guy Warren Register up in here, man. Look, we got, oh wait, who is this up in here? We got Nick Carl up here, Geronimo Smith up in this motherfucker. We got The Ninja Ganko. We got motherfucking Akansha Jaiswal up in this motherfucker. We got Mr. Yuri G in this motherfucker. I see Artie Aaron 70. I see SFC Cape Killer with the pow going on up in here. We got Panther the War up in this motherfucker. R. Callie in this bitch. We got Ruben Hart. We got Chris Smith. We got LJ Brown. We got Gabriel Knight. We got Yoli Spinner. I see BKS4 up in this motherfucker. I see X Triv. I see Jerry Maurice up in this motherfucker. Black Nito, leader of the Brotherhood of Evil motherfuckers. I see Dante Griffin in this bitch. Miguel 2099 coming in here swinging webs and shit like he's motherfucking Spider-Man. We also got Poe Archery Media up in this motherfucker. Yeah! I see LJ Mac 03 up in this son bitch. I see Stephen Huggins. I see Mailman Bart Allen coming straight out the Speed Force, baby. Enigma 9x9 up in this motherfucker. We got Eon 001. We also see John Harris, the Black Rogue, up in this bitch. I see Free Gamer 26. I see GL Busy up in this motherfucker. I see Art Edmondson in this bitch. Ninja JP 24/7. I see you up in here, motherfucker. I ain't gonna miss you. You might be wearing that black jumpsuit, but I see you, goddammit. I see Rekai Bouge up in here. I see KK in here. We got Gamora Skipper. I see Keith Petty. Oh, who else is this? I see up in here. I see Sethian up in here. Drell Boza in this motherfucker. Lusasaurus, a.k.a. Wintersaurus, up in here. I see Michael Orius up in this motherfucker. I see Chris Smith up in this motherfucker. Jay Dauntless, Absolute Venom. Gots to go get him. Thought I would go miss you. Look. I see LeVar Rolak up in this bitch. The Black Century King is in this motherfucker. Let's see who else we got. Tubes of One. My guy up in here. Man, we got everybody. Everybody's up in this motherfucker. God damn. Vampire Hunter Greg in this motherfucker. God damn. Oh, we also got the Demolisher in here. Y'all better quit fucking around. That motherfucker gonna break some shit. we got Toru Adrian Coleman up in this motherfucker. Wilbur Robinson up in this motherfucker. Yeah, man, we can do it's a packed house today.
Isn't it?
Lord, I almost couldn't get through all that. Lord have mercy. Whew. I gotta take another sip.
Oh God. That boy said, I am parched.
look, I'm just saying, man, look, that was the medicine.
Oh,
okay.
God.
So, we got some super chats already. We got some super chats already. So we're going to answer those real quick. And we're going to get into our stories because, man, I'm telling y'all right now, we got way too much shit going on right now. And my God, here, let me, dude, the music keeps cutting off. Lord, it's because of Discord. Okay, never mind, whatever. I'll just have to keep an eye on it. Anyway. So, first one, we got $5 super chat. And this one is coming. This was coming all the way from my homie, Jesse Smith, which, by the way, I do need to fix this too, because, the chat highlight window has since changed. It says, Vision rises to the air. Shut up. Wanda rises to the air. No, you shut up. Hashtag Dave Chappelle. Look, I ain't gonna lie. That was one of the funniest things I ever saw. That motherfucker, like, Vision was talking to Wanda with his whole chest. And she was like, you've never spoken to me like that before. She's like, you've never talked to me like that before.
If this was anything other than Disney Plus, as soon as she said that, there would have been a quick cut to the bedroom.
Man, what you look? wait! You talking about some baby boy action?
Dog, you have never talked to me that way. That's all it would have been. That's all it would have been.
Look, we already saw them beds come together.
You would have had to hide your children for this week's episode of WandaVision. You'd have canceled Disney Plus.
Well, no. Here's the best part about it, though. We technically did already seen them get ready to start clapping cheeks because when they moved in beds together. Notice later that episode, Buns was in the oven.
Man, it was so funny to me that they did it the old school
with the two beds.
Not even with the two beds, but this was how you were clued in on if people were smashing in them old school TV shows. They both just go under the covers. I never understood that shit. Lord. Now that I am somebody of a legal tender to blow backs out, we not trying to get under covers. We already hot and sweating. I never. Right. But see, looking at that shit back in the day, oh yeah, they finna smash. They going under the covers.
Look, the first thing I kick off is covers.
Oh my God.
Like, get this shit off of me. Get this shit off of me. I don't need this. We ain't trying to hide nothing.
I know damn well. Oh my God, the super chats.
Oh Lord. Here. Let's keep it moving, man. The Purple Lord Leo Anansi said, didn't want GC fired, but I did want her to shut the fuck up. She had a choice and chose wrong. I know you don't stand for Ray, but clearly JW is problematic. Oh yeah, no,
we gonna get into that. We gonna get
into that here in just a minute. We gonna get that in just a minute. So I'm gonna reserve what I'm gonna say, but just know. Yeah, just know, no. That bitch had to go. And Joss got to go too. Regardless of my feelings of Ray Fisher, I don't disagree with the fact that, like, I actually, like, what he had to say about Joss Whedon, I didn't disagree with. It was all the other bullshit he was talking about. But, let's see. Gabriel Knight with the 1999 Super Chat says, Blerd, you know your boy on the job working like it's 1999. I'm sorry, whenever I see it, I have to do it. Just showing support, coming back later to donate to Miss Gladys podcast. Man, we appreciate you for that. We appreciate that because you know getting on Spotify ain't easy. So we gonna need to so look. Do we need to do like the church building fund? the church Gladys, the Gladys podcast fund.
Oh my God. Holy Revolutionary Bicentennial, looking at it on the mountainside, Baptist Blerd Cave. That's what we
Dude, I almost lost my damn headphones off that bullshit. Look, third rock on the road to Jericho. Look, and missionary. You can never leave out the missionary Baptist Church.
Yep.
Oh, so what we not gonna do is bring up Ray Moyer. Yeah, we ain't bringing up Ray Moyer. We ain't gonna talk about Ray Moyer.
We got another $5 super chat from Talali House. Get out of my head, Miss Gladys. Can't you see how tight my wallet is? This comment paid for by the Miss Gladys Trading Company. Oh my God.
Lord, Miss, look, you know, Miss Gladys gonna have to come on the show at some point.
Miss Gladys ain't doing nothing because y'all ain't taking my assistant away from me. Okay. The Blerd Cave is paying stacks now, so I get an assistant that y'all can't have. Get y'all own damn assistant. Some of y'all are in relationships right now. Y'all got assistants. Y'all just don't use them. Get out of my face.
Lord have mercy. All right, so let's get into our damn stories. Thank y'all for those super chats, by the way. Let's do it. Okay, so what we got off rip. Let's talk about Joss Whedon. Let's get Joss Whedon out of the way because there's the most shit to talk about with Joss Whedon.
Okay. So let me say this.
Oh, go ahead.
Because when all this came out, the one thing, now maybe this is mean, maybe this is cruel, but the first thing that came to mind when all these stories started coming out was, well, what's that damn bird? We got to make Ernie eat some spam. Isn't that or it's crow? One of them fucking birds.
Oh, Lord.
Because all the shit that he has given to Ray Fisher about Joss, and then we got a whole castmates coming out. I said, well, I cannot wait until Saturday. Because I got to see how he's going to maneuver his way into not to still dogging out Ray Fisher. Mind you, he can do that. That's his prerogative. But I can't wait to see how the politician side of Blerd Without Fear comes out. So I just had to say, we got to get that out real quick. This is going to be good.
Wait, hold on. Be good. I got you. Because see, I'm already about to put my Barack Obama on and be like, let me be clear, ladies and gentlemen.
Put your hand down.
Let me be clear. Now, while I still disavow Ray Smollier's his behavior on the Twitch, on the Twitters, while I still say that he's still on some bullshit, I do not disagree with his claims. I have on multiple occasions stated, it is well documented, that I have said that I believe that he is not lying. What I will say, and I do disagree with Ray Smollyer on, is that I do feel he is riding Zack Snyder's dick just a little too hard. And we can't be doing this out here in 2021. Where Ray Smollyer lost me was when he said that Zack Snyder was the best superhero movie director in Hollywood. He said the Justice League, Zack Snyder's Snyder Cut, was better than Avengers Endgame. And I can't stand by and let that happen. So Ray Smollyer, I would like to offer an official not apology, because I didn't say anything wrong. But I would like to apologize to Earth's mightiest subscribers for the harm, for the heat that my previous comments may have brought to you and yours. And I promise that this will not ever happen again.
You're not finna keep talking like that, like you got a damn remote in your hand, but you threw the remote. It's like you threw the remote, but you don't want to acknowledge that you accidentally threw the remote. So your hand is still like that.
Look, let me be real though. My beef with Ray Smollyer ain't got shit to do with Joss Whedon. I believe him about Joss Whedon because we've actually seen. See, okay, we got accounts from Charisma Carpenter, who plays Cordelia in the Buffy and Angel series, and is a wonderful actress. She actually came out and said something about Joss back when Ray Smollyer first started making his allegations about Joss Whedon. Now, where I think Ray is out of line is that And let me go back into my Obama voice.
Oh God.
And I want y'all to understand, I got on the tan suit today. Just pretend I'm Obama in the tan suit. My other umbrage with Ray Smollett is that while he's out here putting on the cape for Zack Snyder, talking shit about all the homies at Warner Brothers, minus Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon is no longer in the homie squad. He has been excommunicated. We will no longer, we're going to give him the Chris Benoit treatment. He will no longer be shown on video. We will no longer say his name. It will be a fireable offense to say the name Joss Whedon after this program. And more importantly, I would also like to point out that Ray Smollett supports Zack Snyder. All the while, Zack Snyder is hiring and employing Ezra. And I want to make sure I get this correct. My memos here say that the Blerd Without Fear refers to him as Ezra Chokabitch Miller. Those are not my words. Those are the Blerd Without Fear's words. Yes, he says right here. It says Ezra Chokabitch Miller. Yes, he says he still hires him. Ezra Miller, who is a known woman choker. With these
remote down. Put the remote down.
No, you got to, because you can't point. You can't point at the people. You have to give them the knuckle because it makes it feel like the finger's coming back to you. And I also want to point out that Zack Snyder is in full support of Amber Heard, who is a known husband beater. No, not my words. These are not alleged accounts. These are matters of public record. And if he is going to come out here and say that accountability is greater than entertainment, then I'm going to need Ray Smollett to denounce Zack Snyder until Zack Snyder denounces Ezra. Check these notes again. Ezra Chokabitch Miller and Amber beat a motherfucker's ass Heard. These are the Blerd Without Fear's notes that he has left for me. Until he makes that denouncement, I think that it is only fair that I denounce Ray Smollett. Also, the allegations that he was unwilling to say the words "booyah" have he is lied on himself and now revealed that he did actually have a problem with saying "booyah." So now I have to take the rest of his accounts into question. But as far as the things he said about Joss Whedon, I do believe him. Everybody else, not so much. Anyway, carrying on. Charisma Carpenter. Charisma Carpenter, who is once again, the actress who plays Cordelia on the Buffy the Vampire Slayer television series, Angel television series. Charisma Carpenter came out and said, and once again, this comes up because we were literally just talking about Ray Smollett. But she came out and said that, and this was in a post, I believe, that came out on social media, on the Twitters. I'm gonna read her statement, and she actually had, it was actually quite a lengthy statement. But here, we're gonna read this statement. Let's read this statement here. Let's get rid of that. You don't need to see my DMs. Get out of here. Get out of here. Anyway. For nearly 2 decades, I have held my tongue and even made excuses for certain events that traumatize me to this day. Joss Whedon abused his power on numerous occasions while working together on the sets of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. While he found his misconduct amusing, it only served to intensify my performance anxiety, disempower me, and alienate me from my peers. The disturbing incidents triggered a chronic physical condition from which I still suffer. It is with a beating heavy heart that I say I coped in isolation and, at times, destructively. Last summer, when Ray Fisher publicly accused Joss of abusive and unprofessional behavior towards the cast and crew during reshoots on the Justice League set in 2017, it gutted me. Joss has a history of being casually cruel. He has created hostile and toxic work environments since his early career. I know because I experienced it firsthand, repeatedly. Like his ongoing passive-aggressive threats to fire me, which wreaks havoc on a young actor's self-esteem, and callously calling me fat to colleagues when I was 4 months pregnant, weighing 126 pounds. He was mean and biting, disparaging about others openly, and often played favorites, pitting people against one another to compete and vie for his attention and approval. He called me in for a sit-down meeting to interrogate and berate me regarding a rosary tattoo I got to help me feel more spiritually grounded in an increasingly volatile work climate that affected me physically. Joss intentionally refused multiple calls from my agents, making it possible to connect with him to tell him the news that I was pregnant. Finally, once Joss was apprised of the situation, he requested a meeting with me. In that closed-door meeting, he asked me if I was going to keep it, and manipulatively weaponized my womanhood and faith against me. He proceeded to attack my character, mock my religious beliefs, accuse me of sabotaging the show, and then unceremoniously fired me the following season once I gave birth. At 6 months pregnant, I was asked to report to work at 1 a.m. after my doctor recommended shortening my work hours due to long and physically demanding days and the emotional stress of having to defend my needs. As a working pregnant woman, I began to exercise Braxton Hicks contractions. It was clear to me the 1 a.m. call was retaliatory. Now, this said, this is actually, I believe, just, this is actually just part 1 of said letter. This is actually the second part right here, where she goes and say that back then I felt powerless and alone with no other option. I swallowed the mistreatment and carried on. After all, I had a baby on the way, and I was the primary breadwinner of my growing family. Unfortunately, all this was happening during one of the most wonderful times in new motherhood. All that promise and joy sucked right out, and Joss was the vampire. Despite the harassment, a part of me still sought his validation. I made excuses for his behavior and repressed my own pain. I have even stated publicly at conventions that I'd work with him again. Only recently, after years of therapy and a wake-up call from the Time's Up movement, do I understand the complexities of this demoralized thinking. It is impossible to understand the psyche without enduring the abuse. Our society and industry vilify the victims and glorify the abusers for their accomplishments. The onus is on the abused with an expectation to accept and adapt to be employable. No accountability on the transgressor who sails on unscathed, unrepentant, remorseless. These memories and more have weighed on my soul like bricks for nearly half of my life. I wish I had said something sooner. I wish I had the composure and courage all those years ago, but I muted myself in shame and conditioned silence. With tears welling, I feel an overwhelming sense of responsibility to Ray and others for remaining private about my experience with Joss and the suffering it has caused me. It is abundantly evident that Joss has persisted in his harmful actions, continuing to create wreckage in his wake. My hope now, by finally coming forward about these experiences, is to create space for the healing of others who I know have experienced similar serialized abuses of power. Recently, I participated in Warner Media's Justice League investigation because I believe Ray to be a person of integrity who is telling the truth. His firing as Cyborg in The Flash was the last straw for me. Although I am not shocked, I am deeply pained by it. It troubles and saddens me that in 2021, professionals still have to choose between whistleblowing in the workplace and job security. It has taken me so long to muster the courage to make this statement publicly. The gravity of it is not lost on me. As a single mother whose family's livelihood is dependent on my craft, I'm scared. Despite my fear about its impact on my future, I can no longer remain silent. This is overdue and necessary. It is time. Now, with that said, one of the things that I think kind of goes untalked about is the fact that, yes, when she spoke out back in
It was 2009.
Yeah, 2000, yeah. So back when she spoke out about this, one of the things people don't talk about is the fact that, yeah, when she was pregnant, on the on the set of Angel, Joss, a lot of what people say are one of the more weirder decisions that he made when he was writing that particular character. A lot of people don't know that, yeah, he was actually intentionally tanking her character. He was intentionally going after her. This wasn't some like, oh, she happens to be pregnant and we're going to like write a story around it. I mean, it was, but he was intentionally going after her, assassinating her character on the show and basically putting her in weird, dumb scenarios. Not because it was good storytelling, but because he was punishing her. And then unceremoniously writing her off the show.
Because the one thing that you all have to realize here is she was kept on the show for the duration of that entire season, which in and of itself is fucked up. That's in and of itself is fucked up. But she said herself she had mouths to feed, she had money that she needed to make. But the thing that I wanted to stress to people was, because I know a lot of people didn't even realize this, is he was smart with being a piece of shit. And what I mean by that is he knew he couldn't fire a pregnant woman.
Right.
But I can make the time that she has here hell in my own way. And then after everything is done, the baby is out in the world, congratulations to this new mom. And, I'm a parent myself. Get this bitch out of here. That's basically what he did. You can't, because had he cut her loose from the show while she was pregnant, there would be no Joss Whedon Avengers. There would be no Joss Whedon. I'm sorry, I will always say this: Avengers: Age of Ultron was hot garbage. But there would be none of that, because he would just be known. There wouldn't have been a fucking Firefly. There wouldn't have been a fucking Dollhouse. Some motherfuckers still don't even remember fucking Dollhouse. There wouldn't have been any of that, because had he got rid of her while she was pregnant, that's all people would have known about. His ass would have been canceled. He would have been canceled before cancel was a thing. And the crazy part is, and I will agree with this in a little bit. It's just because I saw someone say it in chat, and I actually remembered when she said it. She said this shit years ago. Yeah. And people only really took it into account because of the Ray Fisher situation. So now she's coming out being like, nah, just this motherfucker is foul. Yeah. So I mean, that's why I was so like, I was giddy to see how you were gonna go around the whole Ray Fisher situation, because okay, that's Ray Fisher saying all of this, and we had our jokes with it, but you still kept that same energy, and I respect that. But something's wrong here, and I think the fact that because let's just keep going with it. It's just that Charisma Carpenter came out, and then we had Sarah Michelle Gellar came out, to have her girls back.
Right. She gave like a really vague statement that kind of was like, she wouldn't say anything like what she like. And the only reason I want to interject in that was because like there's some people who have come out and said, this is not my experience, but I support. And then like Sarah Michelle Gellar kind of did the like, she wouldn't say what her experience was, just that she supported.
Yeah. And I think with that, I think, and I don't mean for this to sound a certain way towards Sarah Michelle Gellar, but you're gonna have people who are strong, who are gonna just kind of rip that Band-Aid off and talk about certain situations. But not everyone is made like that, and maybe she's just not at a point to where she still feels like she can let that out.
Right.
And it's horrible that someone would have that kind of control. Because we have to think like. And the one argument I saw some people saying was, well, why the fuck did they stay on the show? Yeah. Dude.
Look, you got to feed your family. I mean, look. I'm just saying.
You know what I mean? And plus, like, back then, you could get Big Titty Girl number 6 to do any role you wanted to because she wanted to be an actress. So, of course, a lot of these women are going to keep quiet and are just going to grin and bear it and are just going to, I know why I'm doing this. I know why I'm doing this. I know why I'm doing this. So, of course, they're going to continue on with it.
Well, here's my beef, though. The same people saying that are the same motherfuckers I know for a fact probably have stayed at a job 5 years longer than they wanted to, despite the fact they were being mistreated. Why do you do it? You do it because sometimes you don't have any other option.
Exactly.
Sometimes it just is what the fuck it is. Like, you can't just walk the fuck away. Not only that, like what she said, she couldn't just come out and say everything because she knew it would be career suicide. That if she would have came out back then and said, hey, this is what's up, she probably, there's an off chance that she would have gotten the justice that she wanted. However, there was also a greater chance that the studios would have protected Joss Whedon, and much kind of like how Warner Brothers kind of slick did to a degree, even though later on now they're kind of like, okay, yeah, get him on out of here.
I think a point to make here is just if you don't believe that would have happened, and I'm not saying that people in the chat are saying that. I'm not saying that you all don't think,
not at all.
But what I'm saying is, if you think that woman could have come out and she could have said all these things about Joss Whedon back then, and nothing would have happened to her, let's keep it to America's favorite black man. Let's go back to Will Smith real quick. Let's go back to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air real quick. We had I cannot remember her first name for the life of me, but you all know who I'm talking about here. We had Aunt Viv.
Oh yeah, we got black Aunt Viv, and then we got light skinned Aunt Viv.
Yeah. After that casting change with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, who the fuck can tell me what happened to the original character of Aunt Viv? We didn't see nor hear from this woman until that goddamn reunion on HBO.
She would put out little now she would take interviews and she would tell anybody who cared to listen like her side of the story, but her side of the story sounded so wild and off the wall that it was like it was hard to tell whether you should believe it or not.
Exactly. And then you have to look at someone like Joss Whedon. Why would Joss Whedon do women like that? He did Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He did this. He always has women that the you know what I'm saying? So, of course, they're not going to believe that he would do something like that. This is just some salty bitch who wanted more money on her contract. Why would Will Smith do something like this? He did Wild Wild West and Bad Boys. Get the fuck out of here. You see what I'm saying, people? You see what I'm saying? So even if they do come forward with this, they could still be looked at and perceived and then canceled in their own right. So it's just it's a horrible thing that these women had to go through.
Oh, and here's the messed up part right here is I'm gonna put this back a little bit. We're like, okay, so this is where shit's about to get wild. So yeah, we talked about Sarah Michelle Gellar. She came out with a little weak tea statement, which fine. I'm glad she said something because honestly, her saying something is better than saying nothing at all. She could have just easily just sat there in her mansion with Freddie Prinze Jr. clutching her bag, just like, oh, I ain't saying shit. She's still getting that Buffy money. Them DVD and the Blu-ray sales still kicking in. But she came out and said, while I am proud to have my name associated with Buffy Summers, I don't want to be forever associated with the name Joss Whedon. I am more focused on raising my family and surviving a pandemic currently, so I will not be making any further statements at this time. But I stand with all survivors of abuse and am proud of them for speaking out. This is what she was saying in response to Charisma Carpenter's statement about Joss Whedon. And after Sarah Michelle Gellar gave her account, or rather, not her account, but her endorsement of Charisma Carpenter's statements, other Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel cast members have been kind of coming out of the woodwork. Some of them have been kind of downplayed a little bit. Like I know Emma Caulfield, who played Anyanka or Anya, who is currently on WandaVision right now. She's currently in a role in the Disney Plus series WandaVision. She came out and she actually, I don't have the story directly in front of me right now, but she actually told a story about how Joss basically had her like in a moment where like they were trying to get a set, not a set, but a scene locked down. And I want to say it was for the episode The Body, which for those of you who are familiar with Buffy the Vampire Slayer, you know that episode. That episode is infamous because if you've never seen it, I mean, God, spoilers for like a show that is over 20 years old now, but point of the matter is, or it's an episode where Buffy's mother dies. Buffy comes home and she finds her mother just sitting on the couch, dead. And it's the most real episode of the entire show because it's not something supernatural that killed, her mother. It wasn't like because it's one of those situations where everybody's like, "Oh my God, what happened? Was it Glory? Did Glory come and kill your mother in retaliation for y'all attacking her at her home? Was it some vampire? Was it some demon? What was it that killed your mother?" It's like, no, your mother just fucking died. Full stop. Plain and simple. There was no supernatural magic. There was no wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. There was no nothing. She had a natural occurring condition and she just fucking died. And I'm not gonna lie, I have seen that episode only one time. I cannot watch that episode because it hits too close to home to me for when I lost my stepfather. It hits way too close to home for me, so I've only seen the episode once. I think it's probably one of the best episodes of the show, but I will never watch it again because it literally is so triggering for me that I can't even watch it. Like, I literally will just sit balled up crying the entire time just because the events leading up to her mother's death are just literally shot. Like, it's almost like I felt like someone was writing my story watching that episode. But that's neither here nor there. Point of the matter is, while shooting that episode, Joss was so destructive and so dismissive towards everyone on set. Basically, she wouldn't say exactly what he said, but she basically said that he was basically talking cash money shit to everybody and had people in tears and everything because of how he was treating them. But Emma Caulfield, she has come out and basically said that, she was like, no, I stand with she's like, no, I stand with Charisma Carpenter. She retweeted, or I guess for Instagram, not so much a retweet, but
same thing.
Same shit. But basically, she came back and she posted what Sarah Michelle Gellar said. She said, no, in the wise words of my friend Sarah Michelle Gellar, she basically used her statement. And Emma Caulfield has actually spoken out about Joss Whedon on multiple occasions. People don't talk about that either. She's talked about how difficult he can be and how demanding he can be and how that demandingness can turn into some really ugly behavior. But, let's see here. We had another one because that was the only one. Elijah Dushku came out and said something. You talked about Dollhouse earlier, who most people don't remember. But Dollhouse, that was a show that basically was kind of like
that was her show.
Vehicle. Yeah, that was her vehicle. That was basically Joss saying, hey, here's your chance to shine, and it just didn't work out. But she played Faith on Angel and Buffy originally. And she came out, she didn't give a statement exactly like what Sarah Michelle Gellar did. She basically came out and said that in her post that, CC, my heart aches for you. I'm so sorry you have held this for so long. Your post was powerful, painful, and painted a picture we'll collectively never unsee or unknow. Thank you. I hadn't known it, and I won't forget it. I frequently think of saying we are as sick as our secrets. Our secrets indeed make and keep us sick. What I'm learning more and more and have personally found most valuable is that profound healing can only come from naming and disclosing what actually happened, the necessary first step once someone's ready to freeing ourselves from our secrets, untold truths, which have kept us isolated, ashamed, and held hostage. Neglecting to name the power, gender, sexual, racial abuse epidemic in the entertainment industry, and for that matter, society in general, enables the abusers and only emboldens and ultimately fortifies abusive systems. May you and countless others feel the solidarity and connection you have likely missed for too long. From courage come change and hope. It starts and will end because of courageous truth tellers like you. I admire, respect, and love you.
And it was almost like she was trying to give her the boost to say more than she did.
Right.
You know,
yes.
it was that's almost what it reads like. It's like, we are here for you. We did not know this, but just know that we have your back. So just say what happened. Don't let it just be Charisma Carpenter that just, you know what I'm saying? That's what that reads like to me, which is great on her part.
You know what? I'm waiting to see if they say anything. I'm waiting to see if J. August Richards says anything. That's the one I'm waiting for. Those who don't know, that's the guy who played Gunn. Yeah, that was Gunn on the Angel series. I'm waiting to see what he has to say, because I guarantee you, especially considering, because I think, didn't he, like, in the last few years, or in the last 2 years, I think, just more recently come out?
That I'm not aware of.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, I want to say, like, not too, it wasn't too oh, actually, you know what? He has said something.
Okay.
He actually has said something. Matter of fact, here, let me pull this up. I actually wanted to see this. I actually have been very curious to see what he would possibly say. Now, going into this, we also have statements from James Marsters, who some of you may remember as the character Spike.
Spike, yep.
Yeah, he came out and says we'll get to his in just a second. But J. August Richards said that, sending you my love, Charisma Carpenter. I know the feelings of vulnerability and fear that come with speaking your truth. As I said to you yesterday, I am here for you however you need me. And we also got James Marsh, who says, well, I will always be honored to have played the character of Spike. The Buffy set was not without challenges. I do not support abuse of any kind and am heartbroken to learn of the experiences of some of the cast. I send my love and support to all involved.
Yeah.
And here's this is where things get even to me a little more interesting. Or a lot more interesting, rather, is when we get to Michelle Trachtenberg, who actually was, I think, after Sarah Michelle Gellar, was like the first person after Sarah Michelle Gellar to come forward.
Yeah.
Though when she came forward, she initially didn't say anything. She didn't say anything. She kind of kept. She was like, she basically kind of did what Sarah Michelle Gellar did. She basically took the Instagram post that Sarah Michelle Gellar had put out, and was like, she basically the Instagram equivalent of retweeting. And but she came forward and said that, thank you, Sarah Michelle Gellar, for saying this. I am brave enough now as a 35-year-old woman to repost this because this must be known. As a teenager with his not appropriate behavior, very not appropriate, so now people know what Joss did. The last comment I will make on this was there was a rule saying he's not allowed in a room alone with Michelle again. Now, initially, she didn't say much about this. She just reposted it and said, hey, he knows what he did, and left it at that. But then she came back later and was like, no. Dead that, homie. I'm about to put you on blast. You know what the fuck you did, and you know why you weren't allowed in a room alone with me on the set of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, so let's get it straight.
Yeah, so and the thing to keep in mind is, like, we're not saying that he tried something.
Mm-hmm.
We're not tried, but because it's obvious he fucking tried something. But we're not saying that he did something horrible, but the
Right.
fact the fact that he was not allowed to be in a room with her. See, and that tells you a lot about Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for you, because let's keep it a buck. Like, we all okay.
Yeah.
It's 368 people, 69 people in here right now.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you all know what the fuck Joss Whedon does, because we're several seasons into these shows, and this is happening. Like,
Right.
like that's crazy to me. Like, the man was not allowed to be in a room with a castmate.
Right.
Period.
At all.
Because
alone.
Because
Under no
here's the thing.
circumstances.
Because here's the thing here. Michelle Trachtenberg, when she was on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, she was young. This is still
she was a
Harriet the
teenager.
Spy. This is Harriet the Spy. This is fucking Inspector Gadget. You know, around that age. This. Now, I'm not saying she was a literal baby, but this still a baby.
Yeah, she was 15. She was 15 years old.
Okay, so the fact that he would even go as far as to even attempt anything, whether he attempted something, whether he said something, apparently it was horrible enough that no one wanted that motherfucker around her, period.
Right.
James Marsters came out and he had something, and and he came and stood with these women, because there was an interview you all can go look up. I'm pretty sure it's easy to find, of where anyone who's a fan of Buffy, you remember the scene where Spike attempted to sexually assault Buffy. And James Marsters has come out on several fucking occasions and talked about how he was not comfortable doing that scene. He did not want to do that scene. That almost strained the relationship between he and Sarah Michelle Gellar, and he never wanted to do something like that on anything else that he'd ever done again.
Well, because it also painted his career too. It painted his career. It not only it affected his actual personal relationships. It affected his professional relationships. And if I'm not mistaken, it actually did kind of taint what roles he was able to get after that for a little bit.
So it's really sad to see that these people are still able to just do what it is that they do. Because look at all this shit happens. Fast forward to now, this motherfucker got 2 Avengers and Justice League under his belt. How?
Yep, he do. Yes, he do.
You know what I'm saying? It's a crazy thing. And I see that Candace Stringer just said it in the chat. And that's my point. Buffy lasted for 7 years.
Yep.
And he was still able to do this. Angel, that was 5 years.
Yeah, it was 5
and
years.
He was still able to do this. Yeah. And the one thing that I wanted to know when all of these stories came out was the one show that no one has brought up is Firefly. And I would love to hear, and that's honestly what I'm waiting on. Not that he did something horrible, but if he did something horrible. And the reason I say that is because every person that was on Firefly was a grown-ass adult. Gina Torres, Jules State, Nathan Fillion, Adam Baldwin,
I think
Alan
Summer Glau was the youngest, but I think she was even still. I think even by the time she was on the show, I want to say if she was a teenager, she wasn't like, I don't think she was like 16 or anything like that. She was probably close to like 18, 19 if she was that young at all.
Yes, but my point was that I would love to hear how that cast looks at him, because if none of them come out and says anything, I think that says a lot about Joss Whedon, that he knows better than to try that shit with some grown-ass women like Gina Torres and Jules State and everything like that, but he goes toward the younger crowd. That's fucked up.
Yeah, no, he preys on those who are too young to say, because and I see Black Gay Comic Geek said that Amber Benson, who played Tara, came out and said something. And, ooh, man, she spilled some, oh, hold on. This is some tea right here. Hold on.
Okay.
This some tea right here. Hold on. Let me get this last swig of my tea. Hold on.
Oh, God.
So, Amber Benson has come out and said that Buffy was a toxic environment and it starts at the top.
Yeah.
Charisma Carpenter is speaking truth, and I support her 100%. There was a lot of damage done during that time, and many of us are still processing it 20-plus years later.
I bet they are. Because this motherfucker is still relevant in Hollywood. Who don't want to be in some Joss Whedon shit?
Well,
and then,
yeah, everybody wanted to.
Yeah,
everybody wanted to be in his shit.
Even still, people still want to be in some Joss Whedon shit. And then you have all these, you have these women and you have these men, and you have all these people that are coming out with these stories now. But then they have to look and they see like, he did this to me, but now he's in a $1 billion franchise. He did this to me, now he's in another $1 billion franchise. So I can only imagine how that feels.
Well, especially when they're struggling to get work.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've probably been blacklisted in circles. Because like Amber Benson, Emma Caulfield, and and some others to maybe lesser degrees, but a lot of you can tell the people who have been the most vocal or the ones who he seems to have hurt the most are the ones whose careers suffered the most after Buffy and Angel were over. Here's my thing though. You talked about Firefly.
Yeah,
I remember Alan Tudyk coming out and saying something when all the Ray Fisher stuff was going on. He basically was kind of like, "Oh, it wasn't my experience," and he just but didn't offer any like where in the case of like Eliza Dushku where she was like, "Oh, it wasn't my experience," but you know what? Fuck that motherfucker. Say what you got to say. Instead of being like that, Alan Tudyk's just like, "Nah, I got to protect my boy." Which makes me think less of him because I was like, man, dude, Alan Tudyk, I thought he was one of the good ones, but you know what? You played that. What movie was in he was playing? He played a couple of movies where he played a racist. But I think it was in like 42. Like, you did that a little too good. You did that a little too good. Now I got questions about you. Same way I feel about Evan Peters. Like, hey, you played that racist in American Horror Story a little too good. I don't know about you no more now.
Oh, well, you know what? I don't know. I don't know if you can really say that because we can go back to fucking Jim Carrey and fucking Cable Guy. He played that shit a little bit too well.
Look, I'm just saying. It makes me have questions. It makes me have questions about you. Now I got to look at you differently. Now I got to be like, wait a minute, is this motherfucker for real or he acting? Huh? Interesting. But no. Let's get to some super chats because I don't want to lose these. I still have them where I can actually still pull them up.
Okay.
We got one from Cloudy D. $5 super chat says, hope everyone's having a good time. I'll catch this out later after work. Y'all boys check out that new static design for the comics. Yes, we're actually going to talk about that a little bit. A little later on in the show, we're going to pull that up because it looks delicious. Looks delicious. That's what I'll say. Let's keep it moving. Let's see. We got Tubes. The one with $2 super chat says writers get to play God. Joss forgot he's not. Look, he's still. Here's the thing, and I agree with everybody else in the chat. I think that on movies and television shows where he's dealing with whole ass, grown ass, full ass adults, he doesn't pull that kind of bullshit. At least not on the same level as what he did on the cast Buffy. Angel maybe to a similar or lesser extent because once again that was a show where pretty much everybody on the show was grown with the exception of maybe one person. I kind of personally feel like you didn't hear any of this stuff on the like you know what, now I think about it, was there anything that came out with Avengers? Because I don't remember hearing anything about any of the actors having any issues with Joss. Like I feel like
not that I'm aware of.
Like a part of me feels like he was like, nah, I'm trying to get this Disney bag. I can't fuck it up. Yeah, he's trying to get that Disney money. He didn't want to fuck it up. But I do feel like some shit came out about roughly around the time. Well, I know, no, you know what it was? It wasn't so much that he was mistreating people, but apparently he was not. He probably was mistreating people and was happy, but I remember hearing a lot about how he was really. Like I think, and maybe this was accounts from himself, but he talked about how stressed out he was on the set Age of Ultron. And part of me wonders if that was because Disney wouldn't let him act a whole goddamn fool like he wanted to on the set, or if he was just treating people like shit and just nobody said anything. Like it makes me wonder now. It makes you go back and kind of rethink, okay, well, what was going on here? What was going on there? You know what I mean? Let's see. Eric DeBronze with 499 Super Chat says, Dario Barrento, WWE Sonya Deville could replace Carano as Cara Dune. Just saying. Can that bitch act, though? Here's the thing. And you know what? Maybe I'm a terrible person.
How in the hell do we do all of this about these women and you come out of nowhere? This bitch acts.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, though. Like, can she act? I mean, yeah. Pardon my flavor, my flavorful language, but it's just what I thought about. Like, can she act?
Y'all gotta stop it. Y'all doing that shit y'all did last week with John Day Washington. Now listen here, I watched Malcolm and Marie on Netflix, and although that movie was enjoyable, nah, big dog.
No. Here's the
that
thing.
boy is nowhere as good as his daddy. Stop it. Y'all just picking people. Stop it.
No, well, but here's the thing though. What has have her promos gotten better on WWE in the last year or so? Sure, but like, here's my thing. Just because a person looks tough, like, okay, let's go ahead and just address this shit. I see this all the time when people try and like fan cast stuff. They pick someone based on look and not on actual ability. It's like this person looks the part, so clearly they can, even if they don't have the ability to be that person, they can learn it. No, remember.
That's how they got Gina Carano in the first fucking
that's how
they thought it was going to work out like this.
Yeah, because, I mean, let's be fair. Gina Carano is, you know what, fuck it. Let's just go ahead and jump into the motherfucker. Gina Carano is not that great an actress. I mean, she is decent for what she does, but I mean, she typically plays okay, you want to know why Gina Carano is always so good, or why you probably like her in everything you see her in? Is because she's basically playing to her strengths. She's very good at being the one-note, monotone character who just reacts to whatever someone else who is probably a better actor says to her. Like, she's not really good at conveying any emotion other than just being like the gruff, hard-ass woman. That's all she's got. That's literally all she's got. And while in the past, I used to think that maybe if someone gave her a chance, she could go beyond that, or maybe she was just holding back, I kind of honestly feel like the more I've seen her on The Mandalorian, especially in light of all this other bullshit, like, no, she just don't try. She just doesn't try. You know, and I don't think she ever would. I mean, hell, she couldn't even keep her goddamn mouth shut. She wouldn't even try and keep her mouth shut to secure some goddamn Disney money. So, I don't know. No, I'm good.
That was a smooth segue, sir. That was a smooth segue.
Did you like that? Did you like that?
That was smooth.
Motherfucker just bam, hit. Motherfucker, sometimes it hits like that. Let's see. We got one more super chat, Marie, real quick, and we're going to talk more about some Gina Carano. Lamar Rolax says, $5 super chat says, for black excellence in entertainment, I salute you two brothers. Boom. Thank you for that. We appreciate all the super chats. Thank y'all so much. Y'all are awesome and amazing. Thank you.
I appreciate 400 fucking people being in here. You all are mad.
Dude, y'all some mad lads, man. Y'all some mad lads. I appreciate it. Look, and by the way, since y'all in here, can we can we Hulk smash that like button while we're in here, please? Thank you. We gotta let YouTube know where y'all spending your time on Saturdays. Because y'all could be anywhere on the internet right now, but you chose to be here, and I appreciate it. But yeah, let's keep this bad boy moving along here. We have got Gina Carano, who was out here acting a whole monkey for the last, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months. This woman can't keep her mouth shut on Twitter or Instagram.
I'm somewhat happy she can't, because that led to us getting her the fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Look, get out.
Get
out of here.
Like, it's so funny. Like, how are you? Oh my God. How do you fuck up like this?
Dude,
how do you? And you know what? I asked you this when I found out. How was her publicist not grabbing her by that mole on her damn face, tell her shut your ass up?
Look, be like, don't you post that shit.
I don't understand it.
Don't post it, goddammit. Look, because
I've seen men who simp for ass that know how to play the game better than she played.
Look, I'm gonna keep it 1 million with you. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it. No, fuck that. I'm gonna keep it 110 million with you. She out here fucking up her money like it ain't shit. And me personally, if I was her publicist, if I was her social media manager, this would be me the whole time. Every time she get ready to tweet something. Every time she, look, if I see Cara Dune pick up her cell phone, I'm going to be sitting here like this. Be like, excuse me? The fuck you think you doing? I got questions. I have questions. But no, honestly, at this point, I feel like Gina Carano just honestly, like, she just didn't want to work there anymore. Like, she's out here trying to become some, like, right-wing folk hero, and I'm sorry, but this ain't it. But no, basically what happened was Gina Carano, this was actually the straw I feel that broke the camel's back. Because once again, I always tell people, you can talk shit about any motherfucker you want. You better keep Jews out your mouth. Anything bad you got to say about Jewish folks, you better keep that shit to yourself and nobody else but yourself. Because if you say it out loud, you gonna fuck around and you'll get canceled.
I love Jewish people. Adam Sandler and Uncut Gems is the greatest movie of all time.
Just saying. Look,
that's the only class that I use on that South Park game. I love Jewish people.
God damn it. Danger. Look, my thing is right here. Okay, and I see some y'all better not say Ronda Rousey. Y'all better not say Ronda Rousey need to come and replace this bitch, because she can't act either. Only thing Ronda Rousey can do is get knocked the fuck out. And that she was acting then. She was acting that motherfucker.
That was all Gina Carano did. You got knocked the fuck out in the Star Wars. And then got knocked out that motherfucker.
But no, people were always like, oh, well, what did she do? What did she do? Oh, was that all she said? Okay, first off, she said the systemic racism wasn't real. Basically, she was saying that systemic racism is fake. So basically what you're saying is motherfuckers out here she was also saying basically police beat the fuck out of black folks. Trying to live their best life. Trying to protest for equality and equity. Oh, can't do that shit. She actually talked shit about that. I remember she said when all the protests for George Floyd were going on, she actually had some smart-ass remark about how, nobody was talking about social distancing, all these Black Lives Matter protests, but now all of a sudden, now the right wing is having their protests and their marches and their parties. All of a sudden, people are... Look, first off, bitch, sit the fuck down. Stay in your goddamn lane. You white. You need to chill the fuck out because I'm sorry. No, fuck it. I ain't sorry. Fuck that shit. I ain't sorry. First off, no. The shit you talking about ain't the same. First off, motherfuckers at these Black Lives Matter protests, they were wearing fucking masks. Yeah, they may have been standing next to each other, but you know what? At least they had some fucking mask on.
Here's the thing. Even if they did, she's still gonna find something to complain about. I think this $5 super chat we got just now from One Omega Winter, it says a whole lot. Her white privilege got the best of her. See, some of these, that's the thing, okay? Because I know we got 400 people in here, and I'm fairly certain that a few of y'all came from the mountains of Caucasus. A lot of y'all we got some rice-skinned people in our chat right now. I know we do, and that's the thing. A lot of you know when to check your white privilege at the door.
Yeah. Yeah, like you know when you have gone, when you ever hear that phrase, a bridge too far? You know when you about to step on that motherfucker. You know when you've gotten to that bridge. And here's the thing, white privilege, and you know, a lot of people, when you hear people talk about white privilege, is used as a negative. But here's the thing though, you want to be a real hero, you want to be a real motherfucker. Use that. You know, the best, the thing I love the most, I love it when white privilege is weaponized against white privilege. I love nothing more when I go on Facebook, I go on Twitter, or even out in the real world, I see my white friends clowning other white folks for being racist, for exercising their white privilege against other people. That's how you do it. You can use white privilege as a shield to protect those who do not have it. And I feel like it is the responsibility of any decent human being who hails from the mountains of Caucasus to use that white privilege. You know what? You want to be Captain America? God damn it, by God, you be Captain America. You fling that white privilege, bounce it off 18 walls, and hit a motherfucker in the neck, and we're going to pretend that you didn't just kill him.
I just don't understand. I don't understand how these. I don't understand white America. Okay. Oh my God. I don't understand. I don't understand. You rice-colored degenerates.
Lord.
You horrible people like the Gina Caranos. I'm gonna say your name like that because I can.
The Caranos. Lord, you ain't shit.
Hey,
you ain't shit.
We got Gina Carano. We got Juice Whedon. We like
Juice Whedon. I'm done. That man said Juice Whedon. Juice Whedon.
Like, I don't understand. Like, what the fuck? How are you all's mental capacity just like that shit is about as crooked as the gem on my forehead right now.
You ain't shit.
I don't understand y'all.
Oh my God, you ain't shit.
And I don't. And honestly, you know what? Let me go back. That boy said, okay, Afrofuturism. That boy said, Karen Dune, stop it. Okay, listen. She is as much to blame for this. Honestly, if I can, let me.
Yeah, go ahead. I got you.
She is as much to blame for this as her publicist is to blame for this. Because I saw that her talent agency fired her. Star Wars fired her. I even saw one story saying that they have been chomping at the bit to get this bitch up out of here.
Damn.
And then she finally said what she said, and they got her on down. So
yeah.
So the talent agency has. So of course they're gonna fire her because they don't want any. They don't want to be synonymous with this with Gina Carano. But at the same time, your publicist not saying nothing, not checking you, not that motherfucker out of a job too. So everybody losing all around.
Look, could you imagine putting on your job application, your resume, used to be the publicist for Gina Carano?
Can you imagine putting on your resume, I was about to have my own Star Wars franchise and couldn't shut the fuck up?
Yeah. Here's the thing. Y'all want to know what she said? Y'all want to hear? I actually meant to show this. We're going to show what she said. Well, real quick, I'm answering super chat here because we got one from LJ Brown that got missed. My guy LJ Brown with the £5 coming from across the pond said, "Preach Blerd. The JW, the Joss Whedon situation doesn't change the fact that Ray has been talking ish for Zack Snyder. Hashtag free Miss Gladys." See? That's the thing. I keep saying it.
What are y'all talking about? Free? She ain't. What the fuck? She ain't a prisoner.
Look, Miss Gladys Unchained. That's gonna be the name of the podcast.
That woman is sipping box wine, watching In the Heat of the Night right now. Why y'all bothering her?
Why did he in the Lord? He said in the heat of the night, Lord Jesus. Oh my God! Look, in the heat of the night. Yeah, that's how you know you grew up like staying at your grandmama's house on the weekends. That's how you knew. If you knew what In the Heat of the Night was, that's how you knew you stayed with your grandmammy or your grandpappy on the weekend, because that's when In the Heat of the Night come on. But no. Double C come with the $5 super chat, says Gina had a problem with Black Lives Matter. Don't be surprised if she gets employed by WWE. Man, look. If WWE is dumb enough to hire that bitch,
yeah,
they can have her.
You know who else I feel bad for in this?
Who
I
you
feel
feel bad?
I feel bad for Jon Favreau. Because Jon Favreau went to bat for her a whole lot.
He really. Oh no. Yo, we're gonna talk about your boy here in a minute. Old Pedro. Pedro went to bat for her.
Like, damn, dog. That is the best case of, I know my friend is a piece of shit, but that's still my friend, so I gotta have a back.
Oh yeah, and you know what they gonna do? They gonna bring that bitch. You know, they ain't gonna bring her back. They gonna bring her character back for Deadpool 3, and I guarantee you she'll be recast, and they gonna say something about it. They be like, "Yep." Recently fired and disgraced star Gina Carano. What are you? Wait. Why are you Lucy Lawless? What are you doing here? Oh, wait, I forgot. We had to fire Gina. We had to fire. That's right. We had to fire.
That's wrong. You know that Hollywood has to show that they aren't quote unquote racist. So it would not be Lucy Lawless coming back into Mandalorian. If you goddamn Keke Palmer, it'd be Cara Dune is back, y'all. Keke Palmer in the bitch.
Oh no! Look, not only that, they ain't even gonna address the fact that she black now. They ain't even gonna address the fact that she black now.
It was the constant war. It was smudge and blacksmith juice, all kind of stuff on her face. She not always been that way, dog. Keke Palmer in the building. And let's not even talk about Deadpool 3. Wait a minute, who is that? Who is that beating the brakes off Colossus? The fuck? Is that Gina from Martin?
Look, damn, this motherfucker. Please tell me they ain't about to bring in Tisha Campbell. Please tell me they ain't about to bring in. No, you know what they gonna do? They gonna get Sheena Arnold. That's what they gonna do. They gonna bring in Pam. They gonna bring in Pam.
Who that just got a new action show on? See, matter of fact, yeah,
Queen Latifah. Yeah, she the equalizer.
Yeah,
she the equalizer.
Yeah. She's gonna equalize some Mandalorians.
Look. She'll be here talking about some UNITY. Look. Lord Jesus. Anyway, Orochi Geese with the $5 super chat says, "Damn, with all these allegations, you think that Hollywood is in bed with the issues in pro wrestling industry?" Yeah, they kind of are. It ain't that different. It's entertainment. It's the entertainment industry as a whole overrun. Like, we were joking about this before we went on air, but I said when shit like this happens, it makes me so sad that it makes me have to agree with idiots like Mel Gibson. Because Mel Gibson was very famous, aside from talking about a pack of N-words, raping somebody, he
I'm not laughing at that. I'm just
Wait, was it just bad timing?
No, because I said something along these lines. I think somebody else said something. I think it may have been you that said something about Mel Gibson and how he didn't want this. Okay, long story short, if you take what Mel Gibson said about getting raped by a pack of ends, in this case, he talking about white people.
He really was. Yeah, he really was.
And worse for white America.
Well, Hollywood, because he was one of the main ones. He was one of the main proponents talking about how the pedophiles are running Hollywood. That was one of his the statements he was famous for, other than the pack N-word statement.
And we got Mel Gibson running around here crazy. We got Charlie Sheen giving folks A's, all kind of, man.
Dude, shit's wild, man. Here we got
Cornelia Gina Carano is okay.
Oh yeah, no,
gorgeous, and that's not even me hating or just because of everything that she has done, but gorgeous.
Oh.
Your mama is gorgeous. Your grandmother's old prom pictures are gorgeous,
dude.
Well, built like Ernie around here. What are you talking about?
Well, no, here's my thing. Chase Danger came with a $5 super chat, says, no Rhonda for Cara. I was a Rhonda fan years ago, but she's a whole transphobe and also can't act. MK11, her Sonya voice acting stuck out badly. Oh, yes, it did. She was actually the worst part of Mortal Kombat 11. I was like, dude, why'd y'all bother getting this woman in here to be Sonya Blade? Doing good hell well, she can't act. I mean, how many movies we done seen this heifer in and she can't act? Lord, why y'all keep doing this? Y'all keep hiring her because she used to be the UFC women's champion. Stop that shit. Because I'm going to tell you what, and this is how you know. This is how you know. Gina Carano had the same problem. Also a transphobe. Also a transphobe. And a COVID truther. And a COVID truther at that. And a Trump supporter. I can't fuck with her. No. And I can't fuck with Ronda Rousey either. I don't know what her political leanings are. And I don't even care. But the fact that woman can't act, she don't need to be nowhere near no Mandalorian. Matter of fact, I don't even want to see her next to anything Star Wars related. Or Marvel related. Keep that woman clear of any acting jobs that are near anything I love. I don't want it.
Pinto, you are absolutely right, because Russell Crowe he has gotten bigger over the years. But they could recast Russell Crowe as Cara Dune.
Bruh, Lord,
Hey man, it was a life model decoy. I wasn't really I was undercover.
Dude, I'm through with y'all.
I'm just saying, you could do that. There are movies where they do that. I saw a movie the other day with Michelle Rodriguez in it where she was...
Oh, she was trans?
She started the movie a dude, but she had to go deep undercover in the jungles of the urban streets.
Wait, I thought that was the one
out of vagina. It was hilarious.
Well, no, wasn't that the one where like she woke up and someone had done it to her?
Yeah, but they did it to her so that she could go assassinate somebody else.
Lord, see, I see. You know what? This is how like, oh man. See, you know what? I started watching that movie. Like I watched like the first 5 minutes of it, and I was like, Lord, I can't. Dude, Gina Carano is not hot. No, stop it. Y'all stop it. Yeah,
Gina Carano built like a mini fridge. I can say these things now because she's a horrible human being. So you gotta hit a woman where it hurts. You gotta hit her in her body. Gina Carano, if you put a battle rifle and a mole on the side of my invincible compendiums, you got Gina Carano in this bitch. If you get some mayonnaise and put it on the top of your Xbox Series X and put a Baby Yoda next to it, you got Cara doing this bitch. I can say these things because she has been ousted as a horrible person, so the least we could do is make fun of horrible people.
Ooh, good Lord. Good Lord. Okay. I'm done. All right. I'm back. Good Lord, it's made to kill me. No, the only reason why it was funny to me because Icebox was used to describe someone to me yesterday. So it was very hilarious to hear it. Mini fridge. Mini fridge was what somebody used to describe someone to me yesterday. So now it's stuck in my head. I can't stop. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. I'm back. R. Jack Fellhand with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much for that, pimp. And then came back with the $5 super chat. Said Gina about to hit that downward spiral and be in porn within the next couple of years. Lord, ooh, she gonna be in some nasty right-wing porn too. It'll be like some nasty let's talk about that here because I want to share something.
Wait, what are we talking? Are we talking about what, porn? What are we talking about?
No. I want to talk about something real quick because so this is what Gina got in trouble for. She said that in a post, she said Jews were beaten in the streets, not by Nazi soldiers, but by their neighbors, even by children, because history is edited. Most people today don't realize that to get to the point where Nazi soldiers could easily round up thousands of Jews, the government first made their own neighbors hate them simply for being Jews. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? Okay, well, for one, being Jewish is not a political view. So let's go ahead and cut the bullshit there. And ain't nobody putting any right-wing Republicans in ovens or any shit like that, or gassing them and separating them from their children. No, Republicans are doing that. But then she goes on, basically what she's trying to do is she's trying to compare being a Republican to being a Jew, and it's like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. And this is where everybody else came in and started lighting her ass up. This is where you start seeing all the fire Gina Carano, this, that, and the third, so on, so on, so on, so on, so on. But here's where it breaks down for me. This ought to tell you what she really wanted, because now she is hired. She has been hired by none other than Ben I Can't Please My Own Wife Shapiro. Y'all know Ben Shapiro is.
Hold on now. You know Ben Shapiro knows all about that wet-ass P-word. Hold up now.
Wait. Wet-ass P-word. Wet-ass P-word. Like, look, for those of you who don't know Ben Shapiro, dude is literally oh my God. This dude, he is literally one of the whitest men, oh my God, dude, he's terrible. He's fucking terrible. Like, and he has the most annoying voice. Like, he has the most annoying voice I've ever heard in my life, and it makes it to the point where like I kind of want to hit him. Like, looking at him makes me want to hit him. Like, for those of you who don't know, like I don't know if you've ever seen Ben Shapiro, but this is actually a picture of Ben Shapiro. Motherfucker, he has a punchable face. He's one of the motherfuckers, like, you see him, you be like, ooh, man, I'm going to knock the fuck out of you.
Don't ask me why, but I thought when you put that picture up of Ben Shapiro, you were just going to put up a picture of a white construction paper with a tie on it.
Dude, hey, I thought about it. But he's the guy who is famous for, like, reading out Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion's lyrics for WAP. He was like, certified freak. 7 days a week.
7 days a week.
Like, he was reading that shit like he was reading motherfucking Dr. Seuss.
Y'all saying that Ben Shapiro is he is the Jewish Candace Owens? Stop.
He kind of is. He kind of is. He kind of is. That man sweats out mayo. Wet ass P-word. Wet ass P-word. And I'm not even joking when that's how he sounds. That's how he sounds. Like, you know, like back in the day when black comedians would make fun of white people and they would use the voice. Like, all black comedians did this back in the 80s and 90s. But like, well, howdy ho, neighbors. Like, that's what he sounds like. He sounds like what black comedians used to make fun of white people for sounding like back in the 80s and 90s. I swear to God, bless your heart if you ever go listen to this man. If you have never heard his voice before, but you will, now that I've told you that, you will not be able to unhear it. Remember, go back and watch Eddie Murphy's Raw when he's making fun of white people. He's like, well, I just don't know what to say. I'm flabbergasted at these spurious the spurious allegations you've laid at my feet. Like, that's what he sounds like. I'm not fucking joking when I say that shit.
Ben Shapiro in that picture looked like he can't wait to say, for crying out loud.
Yeah, he's like, well,
for Pete's sake.
Look, Ned Flanders looking Lord, get the fucker off my screen. Anyway, point of the matter is, she is going to be working. She is going to be working for Ben Shapiro, for his Daily Wire, some bullshit. Basically,
okay, here's a better way to say it. She got fired from anything Star Wars related and wanted to make it seem like being in a Ben Shapiro production was just as big a bag as Star Wars.
Look, Bitch, you was about to have your own show. Now you talk about... Look, no, I want to read what she got to say here. Because here's this bullshit. The Daily Wire is helping make one of my dreams to develop and produce my own film come true. I cried out and my prayer was answered. I am sending out a direct message of hope to everyone living in fear of cancellation by the totalitarian mob. I have only just begun using my voice, which is now freer than ever before, and I hope it inspires others to do the same. They can't cancel us if we don't let them... Okay, first off, I love how motherfuckers talk about cancel culture. No, this is consequences culture. Yo dumbass said some shit that was out of pocket and you got caught. You got called out on it. You didn't get canceled. You canceled yourself. Yo dumbass said some shit. People always want to use, well, what about freedom of speech? What about freedom of speech? You can say whatever the fuck you want. You can say whatever the fuck you want, but you know what you can't? You know what the First Amendment does not protect you from? Because this is what the First Amendment is for. The government can't come after you for something that you say. That is what the First Amendment is about. The First Amendment don't stop regular ass motherfuckers like me, Carter, or anybody else's motherfucker for handing you that L when you say some dumbass shit. That's where people forget what the First Amendment really stands for. It doesn't stop regular ass people from being like, that bitch dumb. Yeah, get her out of here. She talking wild spicy. Get her the fuck up out of here.
I'm just my whole thing is why are you speaking like I'm sending out a direct message of hope to everyone living in fear of cancellation by the totalitarian mob. You were canceled, though. You went from $1 billion franchise to, now mind you, you're going to get some bread because it's Ben Shapiro, but you went from millions to you a good thousandaire right now doing this.
Look,
I have only just begun using my voice, which is now freer than ever before, and I hope it inspires others to do the same. That all you did was let people know that they need to check themselves even more so.
Mm-hmm.
Because look, I guarantee you, if anyone was getting millions, they could check themselves as opposed to how you did it. You are just in the book of, okay, don't do what she did.
Look, here's the... Oh, no, I got some of this. First off, because I see someone sitting here trying to stand for, sir or madam, whichever you may or may not be, this is the dumbest shit I've ever read.
Who are we talking about here?
Heart Attack says she had some trash tweets and opinions, but because she wouldn't blindly follow the mob, her thoughts are being censored. That isn't a huge red flag, people. Okay, here's the thing. No one told her that she had to think any certain way. She said some fucking dumbass, fucking hateful ass, hurtful ass, ugly ass shit. Guess what? No. Sure. Bye, bitch. And guess what? You want to talk about being canceled? Deuces, pimp. See you when we see you. Look, I'm gonna hit you with that Coolio. I'll see you when you get there. If you ever get there.
You all can give me shit anymore about putting people in the hole. I didn't see that comment. I like having disagreements with people and going back and forth as long as they prove their points. Here's the thing, though. You all cannot say what she said was not. I'm not gonna call her stupid. I'll just say it was very ignorant. It was very, very ignorant.
Well, here's the thing. You don't compare. You don't compare being a Republican to being a Jew, especially when Republicans are storming the Capitol and trying to take people hostage and trying to kill people because they don't like the fact that their guy lost. You don't you don't sit here and try and say that someone who denies that racism is real, that systemic racism is real, someone who basically tries to act as if the Black Lives Matter movement is some dangerous thing because you're scared of black people having the same basic human rights as you. you don't get to sit here and act like you're a decent human being because you're a transphobic piece of shit. You're one of these turfs out here. You're basically on that J.K. Rowling bullshit. You're out here trying to be a COVID truther and a COVID denier. You're out here trying to encourage people to go out into the streets and act recklessly in order to basically make them catch COVID because you believe it's not actually a real thing, even though we have had hundreds of thousands of deaths that would actually speak to the opposite. So no, I'm gonna go and tell you right now, you, Mr. Sam Alton, bye, little ninja. Anyway, moving along.
Oh, look, this is what I'll say. Like, people keep making it seem like she was handcuffed or something, like she was gagged or anything like that. You can say whatever it is you want to say. The thing with that is you have to be prepared for people to be like, well, we don't agree with what you say, or it's not that we don't agree with what you say, but you have to know the proper times to say it. And since you didn't know the proper times to say it, we're not going to back you on this. Because at the end of the day, this is all business. This is all business. If she wants to feel the way that she feels, she wants to say the thing that she says, that's fine. But we don't have to have your back. We don't have to constantly give you a check because you don't know when to check yourself. And it's because when we're talking about millions and millions of, not even millions, when we're talking about people that are needing money, period, you have to know when you can say something and you have to know when you can shut the fuck up. You have to know when to check yourself. You have to know when it's the appropriate time to do something. Gina Carano did not know the proper time to do something. Had she said that, because I think, and I know some people would disagree with what I'm saying here, but had she come out with all of this after her show was already out there, you have free reign to do whatever the fuck you want at that point. Because if that show is a hit, Disney can't get rid of you.
Nope.
You got your bag and you're still able to say whatever it is you want to say. I may not like it. I may not disagree with it, but you still got yours. You couldn't even wait to get yours.
The check wasn't cleared.
You burned the bridge while it was almost finished. Because this woman was going to get her own show, and you can count on one hand how many fucking episodes she was in. But people liked her character so much, we want to see more of this character, and you couldn't wait. And I know this is a lot of people going to look at me like, Carter, what the fuck you want her to wait to? But you gotta take it for, you have to listen to what I'm saying here. It would have made a lot more sense if she did. It would have made a lot more sense because I think about, and I don't want to bring like pro wrestling and stuff like that up, but I remember this interview where it was Paul Heyman was talking about Brock Lesnar, and he was like, basically, Brock Lesnar beat someone up, something or other to that effect, and he's like, if Brock Lesnar does this, Vince McMahon can't really fire him because everybody's going to be talking about it, and he's going to make them so much money. He can't. He's damned if he does. So I think had she just, dude, you have to know. I can't believe I'm about to quote this song, but you got to know when to hold them and you got to know when to fold them.
Hey, and you know what? That is very, very, very wise words, sir. Also, I want to just point out that don't think for 5 seconds that I ain't watching the chat. I done put 3 motherfuckers in the hole. In the hole. Gone. Yep. They ain't with us no more. Never to be seen or heard from again.
You know what? Juggernaut he just hit the nail on the head. You are absolutely able to speak your mind. Don't be surprised if you catch hands from doing so. Or in this instance, she caught hands on her bank account.
Dude, that's why I keep telling people.
Dude, it's timing. It's all it is. It's timing. You have to know when to say shit and when to keep your mouth closed.
Here's another one. Was LJ Brown said, ain't it funny the same people moaning about cancel culture want to cancel Disney Plus for Gina? Get the fuck out of here. Didn't UTA warn her after the Black Lives Matter post? Sure the fuck did. Because when she talked that shit about Black Lives Matter, she got her warning. She didn't listen.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. People keep trying to say, "Oh, it was just one tweet." Stop lying, motherfuckers. She had a whole slew of tweets you can go through and find any number of things terrible about them. It just is what it is. What was it Black Atlantean with a 999 super chat says, "Y'all acting a damn fool today," and I love it. Hey, well, we glad you enjoyed it. That's what we came to bring the foolishness. Is what we came to do today. That's what I came to do. I don't know what Carter came to do, but I came to act a goddamn fool. Let's see here. We got Philip Clark with a $10 super chat says, "What's up, fellas?" And cut that shit, Gina Carano. Hashtag free Miss Gladys. Carter, did you ever get that plate? LOL. Lord.
I did not get. Well, you know what? I got a plate, and that's the reason my camera is not on right now, because my face is sickly right now. I am under the weather. My face is swollen. I think one of y'all done tampered with my damn plate. I think that's what this is.
Goddamn. Lord. Let's see. Chi-Town Dan with the $10 super chat says, "Tim Allen keeps getting Disney money and is GOP as fuck. Arnold and Stallone keep making Expendables trash, and they are conservative, and unlike Gina, aren't trash human beings." Here's the thing. Like, okay, so case in point. Tim Allen. I don't agree with the man politically.
Mm-hmm.
But, to my knowledge, he hasn't said many, if any, things that are absolutely, like, abhorrent.
Mm-hmm.
James Woods has said some fucked up ass shit, though. Arnold's actually Arnold's actually a better human being than Donald Trump is, and they're both Republicans. Though I do want to point out the fact that before Donald Trump ran for president, he was actually a Democrat. And was always talking shit about Republicans, who he still continued to talk shit about even when he was a Republican, but neither here nor there. But let's see here. We got one from Hamaru6, $10 super chat says, "Sending y'all some support. Gina and Quicksilver need to go. Y'all have a good day. Going back to work." Hey, we appreciate you, Hamaru. Thank you so much for that super chat, by the way. Yeah, we need to look. Actually, I thought that Wanda, I don't want to say too much. I thought Wanda was about to yeet old recast Pietro up out that motherfucker. I was like, you will, like, get you, demon. Old demon spawn. Yeah, wait. Tim used to move Bricks Alley. See, a lot of people don't know about that. Tim used to be a whole ass drug smuggler. People be forgetting about that shit. Yeah, that's right. The Santa Claus, before he was smuggling them presents into your house for your children on Christmas, he used to smuggle them bricks.
So make it so bad, I wasn't even gonna bring up Santa Claus, because my favorite Tim Allen in the movie was Jungle to Jungle.
Lord, is that wrong? This man said jungle to jungle. Get me the fuck out of here, y'all. Get me the fuck out of here. Why am I still here? Anyway, you know what? I'm done talking about the bitch. Because you know what? Fuck Gina Carano. She's terrible. She's awful. She's not a good person.
When it comes to keeping your mouth closed to secure your bag, she is not. That's the biggest example.
Yeah,
that's the biggest.
Oh yeah, no. You need to. Yeah.
I'm gonna say, are we gonna keep it on some Mandalorian cast?
Yeah, we're gonna keep talking about this Mandalorian business. Well, we got some super chats. I don't know if we're gonna get to. Let's see. Let's see. 299 super chat from Goofus Lankius says, "Wolverine or Cyclops? Who crying tomorrow?" Lord. Oh God! Lord.
It won't be Wolverine. Wolverine will just keep popping his claws. That's kind of like that's how Wolverine cut.
Look. Here's the thing. See, here's the Wolverine. Wolverine just gonna go and like clap domino or somebody. He be like he gonna get or he gonna go find Mystique and make her turn into Jean. He gonna pull some problem. He gonna, you know what? He gonna do some shit like spoilers for The Boys season 2. He gonna pull some bullshit like that. He's like, no, turn into Jean.
He turned into the Gene from the cartoon, the real Gene, and turned into the one
Gene?
from the movie.
Oh, Lord. Actually, you know what's funny about that, though? That is actually a storyline that was going on. I think it was a new X-Men with Gambit and Rogue, where Mystique was she was pretending to be somebody else. Like, she was pretending to be a student, and then when she got Gambit alone, she revealed who she was, and then when he was like, oh, I'm gonna tell everybody, and she was like, oh, but what if I turn into Rogue and I can give you what you really want? I was like, Lord, Lord, She turned into a whole ass Rogue and said, Papa, you can hit this one. Said, you can't hit that one, but you can hit this one. I said, Lord, y'all need to quit. Y'all need to stop this foolishness. Then we got, a Talali House with the $5 super chat says, do y'all think Franklin Richards will try to go through the Crucible? Got off work at 2, staying awake for the Blerd Cave. I appreciate you. Thank you for that. The problem is, I don't think he can go through the Crucible because he has been revealed to not even be a mutant in the first place. The story right now is that he used his reality warping abilities to make himself appear for all intents and purposes, to have an X gene, even though he actually is not a natural-born mutant. He was a mutant because his powers made him so. But that's stupid, and you know what? I usually try to defend Dan Slott when he does dumb shit, but yeah, there you go. I got nothing for this one. I got none for this one. But yeah, anyway. Oh, wait. Cammy's in here. Lord, not Oscar winner and streamer. Go Cammy is in my chat right now. Y'all need to quit. I love how, like, now we done brought up Tim Allen. Well, that the truth comes. Look, Pablo Escobar's #1 smuggler. Got caught with the big bricks. Look, hey, it is what it is. And then here we got one from Jason Davidson, $8 super chat. Says, snowed in up in the PNW. Love the show. Got a dip, but I look forward to y'all's Rex this week. Don't like Noel, but chef's kiss to Daredevil and Sword. Hey, we here right now. This is where we at. We on the same page, player, same page. Let's talk about the Mandalorian. Thank y'all everybody for those super chats that just came through. We much appreciate it, because y'all know those are lifeblood of the channel. So we were talking about Gina Carano's problematic ass. Another thing we can talk about is Pedro Pascal, who, yes, did actually support Gina Carano during that bullshit. However, I'm sure he keeping his mouth shut now, because he tried to get that he said, look, y'all trying to fuck up my Disney money. He said, I'm about to get this HBO money. Some of you may know the Last of Us, the popular video game series, is getting a television series adaptation that's going to be coming to HBO Max. This is something that's been in the works for quite some time. And they had initially cast someone to play Ellie when they originally announced this. I think back when it was going to be a movie. Originally, they had hired Maisie Williams, who some of you may remember from Game of Thrones as Arya Stark. But they have since she is off the table, because I think now they've switched over to what was the girl's name? The girl that plays oh god, she played Lady Mormont. Bella Ramsey. They went for another Game of Thrones actress and got Bella Ramsey to play Ellie this go around. But they have also brought in another Game of Thrones alum in the form of Pedro Pascal's to play Joel, which I'm here for. I'm here for it. Carter, Did you know that shortly before this, did you know who they actually had rumored was going to be playing Joel in this TV show before they finally announced that it was going to be Pedro Pascal?
So it was a rumor, and then I think that shit was deaded immediately.
Oh yeah, it was like in less than 2 hours. They were like, "Oh no." It was the Hirsch. Mahershala Ali was the one. They were like, Blade, soon to be Blade actor Mahershala Ali was originally rumored to be the actor that was gonna be playing Joel, but yeah, HBO came out and said, "No, pimp. We want the Mandalorian. We want Maxwell Lord." Look, they hit Mahershala Ali with that Maxwell Lord meme. It was like, life is good, but it could be better. They hit him with that shit. But no, Pedro Pascal's going to be playing Joel in the television series adaptation, which I don't know why it exists. Just go play the fucking video game. Jesus.
Well, it's one thing is it's being done by Neil Druckmann, who did the games. It's also being done by the individuals who did the HBO miniseries Chernobyl, which was a crazy fucking show.
Dude, that show was
history
wild.
on that. Well, I'll let you speak your piece on it before I do. But how are you feeling? How are you feeling about The Last of Us? Ready?
I played the game. I don't need a TV show.
Okay.
Well, I'll put it this way. I wish they weren't using characters from the game. Does that make any sense? I wish that they were telling a story, an original story set in the universe of The Last of Us, not just rehashing the story that I've already played through in the video games, both Last of Us Part 1 and 2. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. That is not what we need. Give us an original story. We've seen the story of Ellie and Joel played out to its logical conclusion. It's been done. We're done with it.
No, we didn't. The logical conclusion was Last of Us 1.
Oh, okay. Actually, no. Okay, you know what? I will be fair with you. While I don't hate The Last of Us Part 2, I do technically feel like we didn't need a second game. I would have been perfectly fine if there was just the one game, done, move on. Or if you were going to make a Last of Us Part 2, just like what I said with the TV show, make a new story revolving around characters that have nothing to do with the ones we've already met. Honestly, I would even say, you know how you really could have done The Last of Us? If you really wanted to make like a sequel to The Last of Us, okay, yeah, move on from Ellie and Joel's story. Tell the story of somebody else who is like on the complete opposite side of the country. Someone in another country altogether. You could have done that. But no, we had to carry on with Ellie and Joel and make people upset because people forgot that Joel was a garbage human being before he met Ellie. And was still a garbage human being even after the fact. But yeah.
Well, no one forgot, but this is still the character. Let me try to change your tune when it comes to Joel. I'm gonna attempt this. I'm gonna attempt it.
Okay. Go ahead.
But okay, number one, let's keep it on the show. How do I feel about the show? Well, now that Last of Us 2 is in existence and we see what happens, I don't really care to watch the show. So that's how I feel about the show. Even though I would love to see Pedro, how his role would be. I know a lot of people were pissed because it wasn't what's the one who was blowing his sister's back out?
Oh,
what was it? He got his hand locked off.
Nikolaj Coster-Waldau. He was the guy that played Jamie Lannister. They wanted
him. That was his name, Jamie Lannister, because he looked just like Joel.
Yeah, like ridiculously like Joel.
Yes, but real quick. I'm gonna attempt this. I got to.
All right, hit me with it. Hit me with your best shot.
Okay. The reason, and yes, Joel was not a good person. We know that Joel was getting by just like everybody else was in The Last of Us. Okay, but here's the thing: we didn't see that. What we saw was a man who just had this, which is funny to say nowadays, that had this pandemic occur literally in his front yard.
Yep.
All we saw was him trying to get his brother and his baby girl out of there. What we saw was him trying to get help from the military, to get help from the US of A like you're supposed to, only for them to try to kill him and his daughter, succeeding in one but not the other. So you have to think someone having to go through all that and then just having to get up, brush themselves off, and keep it moving, that would make anybody.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna say bad. I'm not gonna say,
but you would do what you had to do,
like you did.
Yeah, you would do what you have to do.
Not
to
even.
survive. You do have
yeah,
to,
not
you,
even
yeah.
doing. Yeah, I wouldn't even say doing what you have to do. It was more so you don't care anymore.
Right. Well, yeah, no, that part I get. I get that part.
So that's why people were pissed about Joe. Now, not everybody. Now, because I know some of you people that were pissed at The Last of Us 2. Some of you all are just fucking weirdos and just horrible human beings whose homophobia came out in the open. But for a large majority, that was the reason. You know my reason for not liking Last of Us 2. Fuck it, I'll tell y'all. If I'm going to go back to one of my favorite DC books, because you know this is one of my favorite DC books. Midnighter.
Yes.
Okay. Midnighter. Gay, quote unquote, we ain't got to say superhero. Gay anti-hero.
Anti-hero.
And Midnighter is just Midnighter. Okay. Yeah. He was gay. Why that book was so good? You know what that book was written by? Steve Orlando, a gay male. Okay. Miss Marvel, originally. You know why Miss Marvel was so good? Because it was done by an air woman. So
is that authenticity?
Exactly. Even though we've made jokes about Al Ewing and things like that, if I want to if I want to watch a story with that heavily involves, LGBT people and things like that,
right? I
don't want to hear from pasty face ass Neil Druckmann. I don't want to hear from a straight male how he thinks the struggles of gay people in America is. I don't want to hear from you, fool. I want to hear from somebody that actually is living that truth and is having to deal with this shit day by day. I don't want to go through hearing this story from a motherfucker who thinks they know how it is.
Right.
Nick. I always bring this up. I always like bringing this up to throw this shit in people's faces. Nick Spencer's Sam Wilson run. That was a motherfucker that thought he knew how it was for black folks in America, in the streets, in the hood.
To be fair, though, a lot of the shit he wrote has come to pass.
A lot of the shit he wrote had been coming to pass for a while. Black folks been going through that shit. So that's why I personally don't like The Last of Us 2. I don't want to hear this story from a perspective from somebody who is only going from a couple motherfuckers they done asked, a couple some tweets they done read about people's stories and shit.
Tell me your life story so I can write about it.
No, dude. Especially a motherfucker who's doing it not to raise awareness or want to put these people in the forefront to show that they can be heroes. No, you're doing that for a bag. Period.
Right.
You doing that so your shit can be looked at as Oscar worthy.
Well, also it was a ploy to get to Hollywood. It's a ploy. It's kind of like like was it Mark Millar, who a lot of people may or may not know. A lot of the comics that Mark Millar wrote wanted kick-ass. Yeah. They were movie scripts that Hollywood said no to. So he made them into comics, and the comics would become so popular that people would come back and be like, hey, let's make this a movie. Now, the reason why is because a lot of people don't know this either, Wanted, a lot of people complain about Wanted not being anything like the comic. The reason why...
that's a good thing.
Well, right. Well, and also because the movie that was made is actually what he originally wrote. The movie he pitched wasn't the Wanted comic. He just got weird and wild with it because he knew he could get away with it in a comic versus in a movie. So when he actually came back to make it into a movie, the movie is actually closer to what he originally pitched versus what the comic is. But that said, no, I totally get where you're coming from too on Joel. I don't hate Joel, but it's one of those things where like I always like thought it was funny how people just kind of like had the like it was almost like they kind of tuned out the whole like I actually met people who said that they had no clue that Joel used to be a marauder. Like, you know, like the people that attack you when you're when you're driving down the road with Ellie, and they sandwich you with that bus and like start trying to like kill you and like strip you of all your stuff and all this other stuff. The reason, like, I was like, dude, the signs were there. Joel knew what was going to happen because he's done it before. He even talks about it. Him and his brother even talk about it. His brother even brings up like all the shit that they used to do that made him distance himself from Joel and, you know, kind of, you know, painted them in such a way. And it's like, not saying that makes him, I mean, yeah, he was trying to survive. That's cool. But if it was any other character, to any other character walking around in that world, Joel was a monster. But because he's our protagonist, it's kind of like Breaking Bad. On any other show, Walter White's the bad guy. It just so happens he's the protag. And in the case of Joel, I'll even let all that other shit slide. Hey, he tried to change his ways. He tried to be a better guy. Cool. Good on him. I hate that he lost his kid. I think that shit sucks. I wouldn't even want to have to experience that. My issue comes where towards the end where it's like, okay, where you're put in a position where you could potentially save the world by this young girl who you agreed to take to these people so that she can be operated on so that, you know, you can save all these lives. Yeah, sure. They didn't tell you that they were going to kill her, but honestly, had they told you that she was going to die from the procedure, would it have made a difference when you first started off? Because Joel didn't give a fuck about the girl to begin with. And then over time, yeah, he did grow to, you know, love her as a daughter. But then, like, at the end, it's like when you get to that point where, you know, and you don't have a choice in this, by the way. You get to that point where you are watching Joel go on this rampage to get her back. Now, the rampage, he's going against those cannibals, cool. But when he gets to the fucking Firefly facility and he learns what's really going on and that she's getting prepped for surgery, you basically said, fuck the rest of the world. I want my baby back. And which, you know, which, you know, I get it because you've grown to look on her as your child. But at the same time, she's not your kid. And you knew what this was. You knew what this was from the jump. You knew that you were going to have to hand her over, that this wasn't going to be some permanent arrangement. And now because you caught feelings, you now are trying to protect her. And it's like, but at the cost of damning everybody else. Now, I think there is some documentation in The Last of Us Part 2 that does actually say that there wasn't a 100% chance that, like, you know, harvesting the her brain was going to actually save humanity, or even if it did, would they have even been able to cure everybody, or, you know, whatever. But the thing is, they could have at least tried to have made a vaccine, and now you pretty much fucked the rest of the world on that and that alone because you don't want to be by yourself. And it sucks. It's a great story, and I think it's actually very compelling storytelling. But that's one of those things, like, when I got to the end of that game, I was like, wow, Joel, you're terrible. And not only that, you lied.
Yeah.
Like, not only that, but you lied. You are lying to Ellie about all this. And you have now tainted, and you get to the second game, you've now tainted Ellie because she is growing up to become like you. And it's that cycle of violence that doesn't end. And you have to make a choice as to whether or not you, like I don't know. Yeah, I don't want to go any more further than that. Basically, that's my reason why I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of all right with Joel catching that L, because it wasn't like he didn't have it coming. Especially when you realize why the person who kills him killed him. It's like, ugh. Look, he made it personal. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. But I don't know. I'll watch the show. I'm not gonna sit here and say I won't watch the show. I'll give it. Like, I'm not gonna religiously follow it, but like at least not like sight unseen. Like, I'm gonna have to see some stuff.
Yeah. I have been surprised before because Watchmen shocked the shit out of me.
Oh yeah, no, Watchmen caught me off guard 100%. Watchmen caught me 100% off guard. I was not expecting it at all. So let's move it along. Let's move it along because we still got tons of stuff, and we haven't even gotten through a quarter of it. Some of the stuff I'm probably just gonna like kick to the curb because nobody cares. At least not me. I guess what I will say is I don't want to spend much time on this because I already kind of talked about it on Twitter a little bit. Carter, have you seen the solicits for X-Corp?
I have, but it's kind of annoyed me a little bit just because I think we're getting to a point where it's just like, okay, yeah, I need to sit down for a little bit.
Right. Y'all got too many X-books.
I think we're getting, especially because with me, a lot of the current X-books that we have that were at the outset of this, I don't read anymore. Like, honestly, the only books I'm really reading right now, X-Force, X-Men, Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Don't care.
Wolverine's actually been lit.
X-Factor and X-Factor because X-Factor surprised me.
Yeah, X-Factor's been good.
Sword, I'm gonna be honest with you, I dropped off. Excalibur, I knew I wasn't going to read that shit anyway. New Mutants, I was never a fan of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think now you're doing this like big business X book with Archangel, Monet, and multiple what?
Yeah. Oh, and I believe Sunspot is also involved in this to some degree or another. Because if I'm not mistaken, at least I thought he was originally. But yeah, what
I will say is that cover looks badass.
Oh yeah. Talk about the
X-Corp cover looks fucking. Yeah. It reminds me of the old Legion covers from that X-Men Legacy you refused to read.
I mean, I have technically read over some of it just because I had to get pictures from some things. So I've seen some stuff.
I saw the pictures.
I saw the pictures, and because a lot of times when I'm doing, I'm going back and trying to like curate pictures for comics. Like I go back and I have to go and look at very specific titles. So a lot of times what will happen is I'll be looking at them and I'll read it a little bit, but like it's like I kind of like thumb through to see if I can find any information that whether or not it's relevant to what it is I'm actually looking for. Because a lot of times characters appear in issues of something, but they're not doing anything relevant. Like I'll look to try and see like, okay, well, I looked it up and the word on the street says that, like case point, Frenzy was in such and such issue of blah 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 blah. Okay, well let me look at that issue. Wait a minute, was she doing anything? Oh no, she was just in the background, and that's usually what I'm looking for. I'm looking to see if there's any actual meaningful interaction of that character in that actual story. But but by proxy, I do wind up reading shit sometimes because I had to actually like look at it.
I hate this book just because I just said all of that, but that it's that fucking cover, man. That cover is making me want to read it.
See, well, okay, I'm gonna hit you with here's my problem with the book. I'm gonna tell you why I already have issues with the book, and I'm not blaming anybody for this except the colorist. Look at your girl right here. Here, I want to zoom this in. Look at your girl, Monet St. Croix. This girl that got that Michael Jackson bleach job. Every time I see this heifer, she look lighter every time I see it. A few people pointed this out to me too on Twitter the other day. They're like, yeah, like seem like every time she pops up in an X book lately, her skin gets lighter. And I'm like, like, why y'all do this to me? Why y'all make me talk bad about you? Because, under normal circumstances, there's been instances where, like, Storm's skin has been lightened, but I can usually be like, well, technically what's going on here is that, she's using her lightning powers and the reflection of the light, coming from the lightning, and the amount of lightning she's pulling is maybe causing her skin to be a little bit lighter here in places. I can usually rationalize that shit in my head and explain it back to someone to maybe make it seem a little more palatable. However, in this particular case, I can't do it. I can't do it.
Mr. Bazbake said, why she Italian now?
Right? Look, wait, no, better yet, I'm trying to figure out, look, why she just, like she's some little white girl from the valley that just got out the tanning bed. I got questions. Look, Kim said, who that white woman? And on Black History Month, Lord, see. And then sitting next to one of the whitest mutants in the history of X-Men. Lord, get me out of here. Look like Warren if he got a tan from flying too close. Lord, y'all need to quit. Y'all need to quit. Yeah, well, okay, so here's who I blame for this. And I'm not trying to throw shade at Jim Lee, but I actually blame Jim Lee. Because Jim Lee, go back and read, like, his X-Men, or just read any of his comics, really, from back in the 90s. The way he drew women, they all look the same. Psylocke, Storm, G, they all looked alike. The only difference was what color their skin was and what color their hair were. Like, they generally were, like, interchangeable. It was almost like, if you ever seen, like, those paper doll books, where you can get, like, the paper doll, you can, like, you can put just different clothes up, they all look about roughly the same, you just put different shit on them. That's basically how Jim Lee drew women back in the 90s. And I'm saying this is a guy who's a huge fan of his art. I'm saying this is a guy who is a humongous fan of Jim Lee. But go back and look at pictures of his Storm, and you'll notice her nose is like hyper thin. She's drawn to look almost Asian. She's go back. I challenge you, go back and look at Jim Lee's Storm. She looks like an Asian woman who got burnt to a crisp and got white hair. That's what Storm looks like. And I hate to say that.
That M don't stand for Monet. That's Melania Trump.
Lord, y'all need to quit. Y'all, look, Ashton, look, y'all need, look, wait, hold up. Ashton Fenderson, let me see if I can get this pull up on here. Ashton Fenderson said, she ain't black no more. Shake my head. They just said, fuck it, nah, she ain't black no more. Ed Boy in the cut said $5 super chat says Marvel got too excited with the success of Hoxpox. Thought it was late 90s, early 2000s again. Knowing how Hickman writes, don't think he wanted this. No, I don't think he wanted it either. I don't think he wanted it either because here's the thing. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I'm probably not going to cover this book. I'm probably not going to touch this book with a 10-foot pole. Like, I'll probably read it, and if something, like, interesting comes up, I'll probably be like, okay, this is something that happened to X-Corp. But I don't think I'll be dedicating. I mean, I might be jinxing it now, but I don't think I'm going to be dedicating any whole videos to this shit. Just going to be honest with you. But yeah, and here's the thing. Here's my other problem. And while I do agree with Creaky Vol, she is technically from Morocco, or around Libya. I don't remember the exact whereabouts, but she's always kind of been considered to be like, okay, go back to like old Generation X. She used to be drawn to be much darker than this. Much darker than this. Much darker than this. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's up with the story. I don't get it. I don't really. This is actually a comic that has been kind of on the back burner for quite some time. Here, I'm going to zoom this back out because, yeah, I don't even want to see that anymore. But basically, the whole idea of this comic is that the deals have been made. Mutant kind is safe on Krakoa as the reign of X continues. What are the wants of the mutants who have everything? Leading the charge is X Corporation, headed by CXOs Monet St. Croix and Warren Worthington, a duo as cutthroat and ruthless in the boardroom as they are on the battlefield. Dude, first off, Angel ain't that gangster. Let's calm down here. I mean, yeah, he done some shit. He done some dirt in the past. But why they acting like Angel just out here? I'm sorry. Angel's probably one of them X-Men. Like, I'm like, nah, bro, I'm good. Y'all keep him.
Warren got a perma buff ever since Uncanny X-Force, and I don't have a problem with it. The one issue I do have that no one just touches on anymore, maybe it was because Cullen Bunn wrote it. Mm-hmm. I hate that nothing has come, and this is going to sound funny coming from me. Oh. I hate that nothing has come from anything involving Monet and Sabretooth. And the reason I say that is because a lot of people don't know. After Cullen Bunn wrote that Magneto run that everyone loves, they gave him Uncanny X-Men. And that Uncanny X-Men book was Magneto's team. It was Mystique, it was Sabretooth, it was Monet. And there was a lot of things that ended up going on between Monet and Sabretooth, because at this point, Sabretooth was inverted, but he felt like it was leaving. Like the spell was slowly going away, and he was going to go back and be into that savage person that he was. But the dialogue and the interactions between Monet and Sabretooth was the best part of that book. And the reason that I bring that up is because Monet, all the powers and things like that she does have came from her brother. Her brother was some kind of vampire leech or something along those lines. And if it wasn't for Sabretooth, Monet would still not be a thing, period. Because what ended up happening is the reason that Sabretooth was evil in that first X book when he went in the fucking hole and we never see nor heard from him again is because he was sent to hell, basically. And he gave up his soul and the goodness in him and reverted the Axis spell and things like that for Monet and Graydon Creed, his son, because he found out his son was in hell.
Right.
So basically, there would be no Monet if there was no Sabretooth. So honestly, I guess I'm just being an actual nerd right now. I just want something to come of Sabretooth because the inverted Sabretooth stuff was really good in the right hands. And him with Monet was, you wouldn't think it, but it was really, really good.
Yeah.
And now that she has just digivolved to Melania Trump with Archangel Ted Cruz, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it, man. I'm
The covers are gonna make me read it, but I don't know, man.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Let's see here. We got I see someone ask, there really aren't a whole lot of Omega level mutants of color. I mean, outside of Storm, I guess technically, can you count Exodus? Because Exodus isn't like. I've always been, you know what? I know. I want to see something here. I want to see something because Exodus has always been drawn to have a little more melanin on him than some others. I'm sitting here trying to think, like, because I know he's French. That much is obvious. Yeah, duh. But I don't know. I've always had questions about him. Like, like what's up with him? Like there's something, like, okay, case in point. I don't know if you knew this, Carter, but you remember the character Random? Like he was like this albino mutant. Like he had like chalk white skin. His arm would always turn into like a bunch of like barrels or some shit. Had the bandana on. He was literally like the epitome of the 90s. When it came to like Marvel, big gruff guy with gun, too cool for school type character or whatever. Back in the day, they used to draw him like he was a whole ass white dude. Like he was an albino white guy. That's basically what he looked like. But like I've noticed, especially as of late, he's been drawn to appear more black. Like not I'm saying I mean his skin tone, but just in his facial features. Like I think was it Al Ewing's sword. He's been drawn like the handful of times he's shown up. He's got a thicker nose, thicker lips. Honestly, he looks like a brother, just albino. Yeah, X-Men Lobo. That's basically what he was. He was X-Men Lobo. He looked just like Lobo minus the hair. He had the bandana on, and that was it. Like they never. I don't think his parentage was never actually like addressed or brought up or whatever. But yeah, like you go back and look at some of the older comics, he just looks like a white guy who like with a teacher, like she had him dusting off the erasers. I'm gonna show some age here. Dusting off the erasers of the chalkboard. Yeah, dusting motherfuckers off, and he just dusted the motherfuckers too hard. He just got white shit all over his body. But for those who are for those who have no clue who the fuck I'm talking about, here I'll give you an idea. But this guy right here, he was always drawn to just be like look like just a random white dude. His name is Random. But yeah, lately that motherfucker, they done drawn it like his skin is a little darker. He's not quite as white. Got a little more pigmentation to him. Now he just looks like an albino black dude. But yeah, neither here nor there. He said assumed Exodus was of Moorish ancestry. I could believe that. Felt like a Malibu Comics character. Yeah. I would definitely say Manifold's probably an Omega level. Actually, I tell you what, no. The only reason why I would say that I wouldn't say that he is an Omega level mutant, the only reason I would say that is because Gateway, like, okay, where Manifold can travel anywhere in space, like, I don't know. Gateway can actually travel, like, other dimensions and time and shit. His shit gets weird. And kind of like the way they define an Omega level mutant, like you basically have to have your upper limit can't be defined, which I guess technically his can't, but by that token, neither can Gateways. So like, I guess they would both be Omega level mutants since you can have two Omega level telepaths in the regards of, was it Kid Omega and Jean Grey? Neither here nor there though. Let's see here. What else we got? Man, did we say yay or nay? We both said we're not fucking with that book, right? The X4.
The cover's gonna make me read a few issues because I really like that cover, and that's honestly, that's what happened in X-Men Legacy. The whole Legion run, I loved those covers. I thought those covers were gorgeous, and that made me read the book, and I became a fan of the book. So I'm gonna give this a few issues, or maybe I'll just do what I did with the old hip hop covers. I just bought them issues and just made collages in my crib.
Damn. Here, I got one for you. So a lot of you guys have asked me about Milestone. You're like, dude, where's Milestone? Where's Milestone? Where's Milestone? Where is it? It was supposed to be out in February. They said at DC Fandom it was coming out in February. It's supposed to come out Black History Month. Why the fuck is it not out yet? And I can tell you why. I can at least tell you not so much why, but I can tell you when it's coming out. Milestone Comics relaunch has been delayed. What was it? They were originally supposed to drop roughly around this time, like right now. Probably like this past week would have been like one of the first launches. So what now has gone on? They are going to start putting out some stuff, I think, in the next couple of weeks, starting roughly around the 26th. But they're not gonna have a full-on like launch until I think, what was it, April is now what they're saying. They said basically what they're gonna be doing is they're actually gonna be coming back with a little ditty by the name of Milestone Returns Infinite Edition. Now, this comic may look familiar to you because this probably looks like Milestone return, like this is like the Milestone Returns 0 issue that we saw. The one that was released around the time of DC Fandom. This is the exact same thing, only this is also not the same exact thing at the same time. If I'm not mistaken, this is going to be like a 24, 27 page comic, and then there will also be the additional 17 pages that came from Milestone Returns that will also be added to this. So it'll just be a really big one shot is more or less what they're talking about. But they said the excitement kicks off February 26th with a digital first extended cut of Milestone Returns Zero one-shot, originally available only during 2020's DC Fandom Hall of Heroes and Explore the Multiverse. This updated edition also arrives in comic book stores on May 25th. Milestone Returns Infinite Edition number 0 combines the original 17-page comic with an additional 24 pages of completely new material written by Reginald Hudlin and drawn by artist Dennis Cohen, Nicholas Draper-Ivey, Bill Sienkiewicz, and more. This added content includes a retelling of the events of the Big Bang, the police brutality protest that unleashed a sudden wave of superpowers in the city of Dakota. This $4.99 director's cut also features content introducing the full new creative teams behind Static, Icon and Rocket, and Hardware. The digital first series spawned by this new Big Bang, along with a reveal of their issue number 1 covers. In addition, DC's future plans include the long-awaited launch of Earth M, a new line of comics conceived by Cohen and Hudlin, which will include the return of Duo, introduced to readers in Milestone Returns number 0, and other characters who will also appear in Milestone comics. Also, for those who don't know, Duo, one part of that duo is the character Zombie, for those who are not aware. But that said, now you guys know, y'all have been asking me for weeks and months when this is going to be happening. Well, now you know. You know this comic will be in stores on May the 25th, and that other announcements that they made regarding Milestone will probably take place roughly around April and following that May. So yeah, there you go. I'm hyped for it. I'm ready for it. Carter, what about you? Are you hype? Are you ready?
I wish they had to come out with more art to look at than just Static.
Well, we got Static. Yeah. Yes, we did get Static. I'm here for. I do appreciate the fact that his look is a combination of his classic look and then the one that everyone knows him for. Like it's like they blended all of his different looks from across his history, like from like Static number 1 all the way to DC New 52 and all that shit, and put it into one character. Yeah, I did
like that.
Now, you know, our buddy Bishop now has somebody to cosplay as.
Oh god!
You now start calling that motherfucker Static. Oh, god. Hey, it's appropriate. It's appropriate.
It is. It really is, especially them bottom two. Oh, good god!
Lord, he already out here acting like a whole ass Killmonger.
Man.
But no,
he said is Bishop Omega love, not that Bishop art. Not
no, Bishop. different Bishop. Bishop is not Omega level.
I do like the art that we saw. I just would have liked to have seen stuff from the other books, but
yeah,
I'm excited for this because I didn't know it existed way back when. I only have what you have told me, what several people in the chat have told me, what people in that Discord have told me. I didn't know what the fuck a Milestone was. I thought it was Static and only Static, and Static was DC, and I didn't know anything else. So I'm really excited to give these other books a try and give these other characters just to see how they're gonna get done in the here and now. I think it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, no, I mean, it looks good. It looks good. I'm here for it. I like that they actually went back. They retooled Hot Streak, who for
Hot Streak looked like a fucking anime character, though.
He really do. He looked like Edgelord Todoroki.
He looked like somebody I put the paws on Kingdom Hearts. Like I beat the brakes off of him with a keyblade. That's what he looked like.
Look, I was about to say he looked like somebody I beat the brakes off of in King of Fighters.
Oh man,
like KOF 14.
Like Benny Maru. No.
He's like, you better go. Look. Next time you tell your boy Benny Maru to leave me the fuck alone. Don't be in my DMs. Talking
he
crazy.
Does look like the. I see what you mean when you talk about the Todoroki. That's what he does look like. He does look like him a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like it, though, because, and I don't know if they're going to go this route with it, but, like, in the original comics, Francis Stone, a.k.a. Hot Streak, he was, God, I don't like saying this, but he was what we used to call back in the 90s, what black people used to call a wigger. He was a white guy who tried really hard to act black. And not only did he try to act black, but he adopted black culture in such a way that he was also problematic towards other black people because he would be racist towards them at the same time, appropriating their culture just the same. So I don't know how they're going to address that, if that's still going to be in play or not. But Francis Stone, a lot of people don't know Francis Stone, and I'm kind of glad he's here, is because really, without Francis Stone, without Hot Streak, you don't have Static. Because Hot Streak is the reason that in the original comics, Virgil went and got a gun and was going to shoot him. But he ultimately chickened out of it, and that's when the Big Bang happened. But I know a lot of people hate the new Static origin. I know a lot of people came and say, man, I fucking hate it, man. It's fucking stupid, man. But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Here's the thing about the Static origin. I think the original Static origin is problematic because it's like, oh, up until the point, I mean, honestly, up until the point where he chickened out, he was fully prepared to shoot Hot Streak. And not like, and a lot of people say, oh, no, he was going to face him. He was going to face him. No, he wasn't. That motherfucker was across the goddamn way, and he was about to shoot that motherfucker in his back. He was going to
face him with some hollow points where he was going to face him.
Look, that motherfucker spent the barrel on that mother. That motherfucker spent that shit and was about to pop a cap in his ass. I remember somebody tried to argue with me about that on Twitter. They're like, no, he wasn't. He actually faced Hot Streak like a man. I said, yeah, after he got powers. And even then, Hot Streak was living rent-free in that motherfucker's head. But, you know, like I said, but it's not like I haven't read Static number 1 through whatever recently. No, not at all. Anyway, point of the matter is, yeah, we got these. I don't know. I don't think we got anything else. We did get some. We did get some stories though. Okay, yeah. Basically, the solicit for Static is basically that they're going to be doing a Static digital first miniseries. Following in April, fans can expect new adventures of Dakota teenager Virgil Hawkins and a 6-issue Static digital first series. In this monthly miniseries, 20 pages per issue, bullied nerd Virgil is gifted with incredible electromagnetic powers in the wake of the Big Bang. Now he finds himself caught between an over-militarized police response to black kids getting special abilities and some of those kids who are using their powers in dangerous and destructive ways. But when the bullies who terrorized him before the Big Bang show up with powers of their own, can Static be the hero that Dakota needs? And then, as we move on, was it Icon and Rocket says, the return of Augustus Freeman and Raquel Irvin is also in the works with a new series featuring Icon and Rocket. What happens when superheroes actually make a difference? When Raquel Irvin broke into the home of a wealthy black lawyer, she didn't expect to learn that he was a nearly omnipotent alien. Lost in despair of ever returning home, and he didn't expect that she would inspire him to emerge from the shadows and become a force for change on the planet that he's trapped on. What starts out as a simple request to stop the drug trafficking in her neighborhood turns into a mission to eliminate the drug trade worldwide. However, this act of heroism has unexpected consequences, making the pair the two most wanted criminals in the world when actually stopping crime leads to the collapse of the global economy. That actually has my attention right then and there. Then we've also got Hardware. The relaunch of Milestone would not be complete without some mention of Curtis Metcalf. And beginning August 23rd, the first wave of new Milestone stories climaxes with the return of Hardware in a new digital-first series. This 6-issue monthly series features the return of legendary artist and Milestone co-founder Dennis Cohen, with Bill Sienkiewicz on the character that completes the foundation of Milestone and the Dakota universe, both past and present. All his life, young prodigy Curtis Metcalf was told he was special and that he would save the world, but it turns out that Alva Industries wanted his beautiful mind for something a lot less noble than that. And his technology has made him the fall guy for the tragedy of the Big Bang. But Curtis is smart enough to not go out like that, and smart enough to steal his inventions back from Alva and start the process of remaking the world his way. one thing I want to say is I love the twist that they're putting on these. They're actually updating these stories. They're not exactly the same as what they originally were. They're doing some things to kind of mix and match it up. Originally, Curtis had nothing to do with the Big Bang. He wasn't connected to it, at least not in any meaningful way. That was a completely different character altogether. And I love the fact that Hardware was the first Milestone comic. And in this case, he will be the last, at least in that initial launch lineup. So it's a really interesting kind of history working there. But let's see here. Like I said, I'm here for it. I'm here for it, man. Are you going to be picking these up, Carter?
I am actually, and not just for the culture, just because I'm genuinely interested in what's going to happen here. I didn't even know that there was a book about the person that was quote unquote responsible for Bang Babies. I didn't even know that was a fucking thing. All this is all new to me, and I feel like I felt the first time I gave Valiant a try. That's how I feel with Milestone right now. So I'm kind of giddy to read these. I don't like that they're digital first, but I understand it. I understand it.
Yeah, that is disappointing.
Yeah, I'm reading these.
It's interesting to me too because the way that the Milestone story originally worked, and for those who don't know, I guess I'll give you a little quick update on that. Basically, what you had here is Static is Virgil Hawkins. When he was a teenager, of course, he went to go and use a gun to get revenge on Hot Streak, who had been bullying him at school. When he got to that, when he found Hot Streak, it just so happened Hot Streak was at a gang meeting. Rival gangs were all meeting up in one spot, and it just so happened there was this new tear gas that was being introduced into the police's arsenal, and it used this untested component called quantum juice or quantum compound or Q juice, whatever you want to call it. It was untested and it was a mutagen and it wasn't supposed to be used, and they used it on the gang members that were at that meeting, and it caused so the people that didn't get killed by the quantum juice in the tear gas, which was mostly the gang members who actually survived it. Most of the police who were hit by it, I think all the police that were hit by it died. But everyone else, if it didn't kill you, it gave you superpowers. And it was fucking crazy. And that's how you got most of the superheroes and supervillains that you got. Because you had the Blood Syndicate, which was one of the gangs that was present. A lot of the other characters weren't Bang Babies per se. They were like Curtis Metcalf, Hardware. He was basically he was basically Black Iron Man. Matter of fact, a lot of people used to clown him for being an Iron Man copy, but the fucked up part about it is that a lot of the shit that he could do back in the 90s was shit that Iron Man wouldn't be doing until like 2005, 2008. Like the whole having his suit like materialize on his body using nanomachines, that was Hardware. Hardware did that before Iron Man did. The whole like making a big ass fucking cannon appear out of nowhere. That was Hardware. But yeah, neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. You had Icon, who was like an alien who crash landed on Earth back during the time of slavery. And he literally had just been hiding out on Earth. Like, just no one knew he was an alien because, he shapeshifted into into the body of a black baby. It was wild, man. Milestone was telling some stories, man, and people weren't ready for it. I don't think people were ready for it then. I don't even know if people are really ready for it now. But it was good stuff, man. It was really good stuff. But let's see here. Let's hit some of these super chats real quick, and then I think we're gonna let's see. I'm gonna cut these last two stories because honestly, they're just not important. Not important at all. Okay, so Darkman with the $5 super chat says, if I'm not mistaken, Earth 616 Manifold is different. He might be a multiversal porter due to the Beyonders. Well, here's the thing. there's a manifold, I think, pretty much in every universe, but the manifold that we have is the Earth 6161. That much is clear. But the rumor that I've heard going around lately is that there are people who think that Gateway is an alternate version of Manifold, like in the future. Though I don't know if that is the case or not, and if it is, it would be weird. But it would be interesting to see someone write it in a way that would make it less crazy sounding. But that said, yeah, no. Eden Fessy is for all intents and purposes, he is himself, as far as we know. Blackgate Comic Geek with the $10 super chat says, for Monet, it's not just the skin color, which Marvel fixed. It's the thin lips and nose. They pulled another sunspot. P.S. Make Sync Omega and bring back Williams Evans Jr. He's basically Black F. Richards. I mean, yeah, no, okay, so right there, okay, this is actually something that a lot of people aren't talking about. Over the years, Sunspot has been drawn to look less melanated, and I think it's safe to say he is in fact an Afro Latinx
individual.
This isn't the first time though. Characters like Darwin, who are also Afro Latinx, are also drawn in a lot of instances. Like when I was actually doing by the way, full disclosure, there's a video for Darwin that's coming out soon. But in doing research for that video, something I never really paid as much attention to is the fact that Darwin always looks so light. Like, you would almost assume he was a white character. You would never draw the assumption that he was black, and in very few instances is he ever drawn to actually appear to be black or any other melanated type of person. So, yeah, no, I totally get that. I totally get that. I do feel like Marvel probably should really seriously consider. I know in New Mutants and in the more recent issue of X-Men, was number 17, they kind of draw Sunspot to appear more melanated, but I don't know. It's a situation where like we're going back to the whole Jim Lee conversation, like how I used to feel about Storm. Drawn by Jim Lee, how she was drawn with a really thin nose, very thin lips. She basically looked like Jean Grey in blackface. I mean, you know, for lack of a better way to put it. But yeah, it sucks. I don't like it. And I feel like we would be doing better by now. I know there was some that was actually some of the controversy with Sword. When the initial cover for Sword came out, people complained about Manifold and Frenzy, their skin tones being lighter than what they probably should be. There's actually some instances where I was doing the video for Frenzy. I discovered where, in a lot of cases, she was drawn to appear much more light-skinned than what she has normally been depicted as. And in some cases where she's drawn to look damn near white, which is kind of fucked up. And I'm glad they don't do that anymore now. With Frenzy, for all intents and purposes, has kind of been fixed. She's been drawn to appear far more black than we have seen her in recent memory. Even though I dug the whole like shaved head with the bang on the side deal, I enjoyed that look. That was also the most problematic time for Frenzy, just because that was the time when they drew her to appear more white. It was like they were trying to make her hit with white audiences. They just didn't know how in any other way than to say, well, fuck it, just make her look like a white person. White people will dig her. They'll like her after that. They'll like her after that. Go ahead and start putting your questions in the Discord too, by the way. I'm sure the link for the Discord has popped up at some point. If it has not, I will try and make it appear somewhere in here within the next few moments. It will pop up. If you see it, you can click that link and join. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Where'd it go? I just lost it. Night 19 with the $10 super chat says, I like the concept art for Static. I kind of want to see more current black artists like Static artist Jamal Campbell and Carter Randolph on these books. Yeah, I would love, especially considering how close Jamal Campbell is in regards to being in DC Comics, which is publishing a lot of this. I would actually have loved to see, like, okay, Jamal Campbell, I would want to see him on. I would like to see him. I know this is not the case, so I'm not going to say Icon or Static because we don't know those. We've already seen those creative teams. But I would love to see him on a Hardware book. I'd love to see what he can do with Hardware. I would also, and I don't know how he would do with a team book, but I would love to see him on like something like Blood Syndicate. That'd be awesome.
Okay.
Let's see here. Look, I love how there's already a preemptive thank you for attempting. Thanks to Blerd and the Blerd Cave. Appreciate Ernie not attempting my name. All hell the cave. Not affiliated with the Hellfire Trading Company. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Y'all know me. I fuck up names, and never take it personal unless your name is Dakin or Dakin or whatever the fuck his name is. Never take it personal.
Goddammit.
Hey, when I said Dakin, people told me I was wrong. So
because they're stupid.
Hey, look. Hey, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying that I don't care. The less I care about a character, the more I care whether or not I actually pronounce their name correctly. Which is problematic as fuck, but hey, it is what it is. I'll take that. Danger. I will take that L square on the chin. I don't care. Let's see. Let's go. We'll answer a few more questions here out of the chat. And yes, Damon Hampton, they did fix the color on Manifold. He is back to being closer to what he should be. Let's see here. What else? Yeah, okay, here's the thing. I see someone said they, was it Jasper? I can't believe they whitewashed Berto and New Mutants. Here's the thing. They also kind of slick did the same, not whitewash, but they kind of miscast Alice Braga as Dr. Cecilia Reyes. Dr. Cecilia Reyes is Puerto Rican. Alice Braga is not. While she is of the Latinx diaspora, she is not Puerto Rican. Let's see here. Where we are. No, we have not talked about WandaVision. Which Carter, did you watch WandaVision this past episode?
Yes, I did. I watch it every Friday, like at 2 a.m.
Yeah, so, same. Yeah. Same. So let me ask you a question, Carter, because this episode was a little out there. I think this was the most out there episode I think we've seen up to this point.
Yeah.
And that's crazy to say considering everything we've seen up to this point. But the part with Quicksilver, your quotey fingers Quicksilver, the fact that we kind of got a similar. You remember the conversation? I can't remember if this was in House of M or if it was in Avengers Disassembled. I can't remember which, but maybe a little bit of both. But when Quicksilver's having that heart-to-heart conversation with Wanda about how she could change everything.
That was House of M.
Okay, so
I know what you're talking about.
We kind of got that similar. We got a similar conversation in this episode between the two of these characters. Not only did we get that, we also did finally see Tommy with his powers. Tommy was using his powers. Wiccan was using their powers. We saw.
I liked that Wiccan looked like Wiccan.
Yes,
for his costume. I thought that was cool.
They it was kind of like what they did with Vision, where they gave kind of like a homemade version of the costume. They did the same thing for Wiccan, where but his actually did come off looking a lot more like actual Wiccans. And while Tommy just kind of dressed up just like little Quicksilver, which was fine too. But we also got that scene kind of similar to what we saw with Vision, where we saw Pietro's body all shot up, like he still looked the way he did when he was killed in Age of Ultron, just riddled with bullet holes. I dug all that. Like there was a lot going on in this episode. That like even the commercial was dark.
Yeah, I don't understand that commercial, but it was fucked up.
Yeah, well, basically, it was kind of. I may be overstepping my bounds here, but I feel like basically what it was saying is that magic is not. It was kind of a way of like, you know, the name of the it was like Jello or a fruit cup or some shit like that, or
Right.
ice cream or whatever. I forget exactly what it was, but like, this is actually the one time I've only seen the episode once. Because my wife's work schedule's changed, so like I usually watch it by myself, and then I watch it again with her, and maybe watch it again on my own. But this time was the only time I watched it once. But it's magic. But like the kid sitting on the island, he basically like dies trying to open the damn thing. Which is also kind of a commentary on how difficult things used to be to open for that stuff that was made for kids back in the day, how difficult that shit used to be to open.
Well, for me, all you gotta do is use a damn spoon as a knife, and you got in there.
And that's
true. Like it tripped me out. I was getting mad too because I'm like, why the fuck does he keep trying to use his fingers? He better bite that shit. He better use his mouth. Like, what the fuck? And now he's dead. Okay,
the little kid gone. But the thing is, it was supposed, I guess, kind of a way of saying that like magic is not like the end-all be-all answer, I guess, or like even if it is, like the consequences of relying on it too heavily or counting on it too heavily. There's a lot of commentary in that commercial in and of itself that I was not expecting. I wasn't even expecting that commercial at all to even go the way it was going. But the whole thing with Vision like realizing what's going on. The whole thing with Vision realizing what's happening and like investigating it for himself and trying to keep Wanda away from him so that he can actually look into things. And then of course we finally see the conversation from the trailers where Catherine Hahn makes the reveal to Vision that he's not alive anymore. And
there was another thing there that a lot of people haven't even spoke on, which I'm really surprised.
What's that?
She let him. So Agnes let him know that he was dead, and he doesn't even know what the fuck the Avengers are.
Right? Yeah, he has no clue. Like he doesn't know what
no
the
one
Avengers
has
are.
talked about that.
None
like
of that.
he like wait what? No one. What the fuck do you mean? What are the Avengers? I'm
He has
really
no
surprised
idea.
no one has talked about that at all. He doesn't even know what the fuck that is, but he knows Wanda. So
that's it. That's all he knows. That was wild.
Yeah.
Did also the whole thing with Wanda like expanding the hex.
Yeah.
That was actually kind of freaky.
Yeah.
That was actually pretty freaky. I like that. I actually like that a lot. Trying to think. Oh, and Monica. We learned that I think we got yet another clear sign that Monica is slowly working towards getting those powers.
I'm cool with it.
Basically saying that her going into the hex and then coming out of it has completely altered. Because we talked about how it altered the clothes that she was wearing. It turned her bulletproof vest and the gear she was wearing into clothes that fit the era, but those clothes still maintain the properties of the clothes she was wearing. Well, now we're learning that not just her clothes were changed, but she is like there's something up with her DNA and it's changing. And I think that if when she goes, because she's supposed to be going back in, and Darcy was like, no, don't do it, and of course the hex starts spreading, and we all see Darcy got snatched into it. I'm just like, wow.
Shit, so you cuff this girl to the. Wait a minute, this shit's getting big. Oh, bitch, every man for themselves, and just leave this girl.
They dipped on her, dude. I was like, Lord, y'all ain't shit. Y'all really ain't shit. But that's okay though, Sometimes people ain't shit. It is what it is.
The fourth wall breaking from Evan Peters in this episode was crazy. Like he was basically us.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Peters knows every single solitary thing that goes on. He knows that Vision is dead, and that happened. What 2-3 movies in? That boy big go.
Actually, I love because Black Gay Comic Geek said Pietro calls the twins demon spawn, Easter egg or not, because Pietro seemingly knew everything. Yeah, okay, so this is something I've often said since Evan Peters has been on the show. I was like, if you want to fix this whole thing for me, because I actually don't believe he's actually, Quicksilver. A lot of people often said this too, but I guess now we kind of got confirmation he kind of slick might be. I don't know, but
does remember things different from their childhood.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah, because she does, because Wanda asked him about their parents, and what was it, previous Halloween when they were kids, but for me, it would all be cleaned up if they made Evan Peters Mephisto. Like if it turned out that, oh no, wait, he's Mephisto. That's what's going on here. Cool. All right, bet, cut the check, because he can play the devil. He can be a white devil. I'm good with it.
That's so trolly though to get people that lit up. That we're finally getting mutants, and it was really Mephisto. When Mephisto,
dude,
Mephisto would more so be Doctor Strange stuff.
You would think, yeah, like Mephisto and Nightmare.
I don't give a fuck about Mephisto.
Who cares
about Mephisto?
I like Mephisto
in comic form, yes, but in Marvel MCU, there's no reason for us to do some Mephisto shit this early. I think even for this show, if it was Mephisto, that'd be reaching a little bit.
Well, I don't think Mephisto has. I mean, there have been a lot of drops about devil, demons, and devils of the details. The kids being called demon spawn, and there's the whole Salem witch trial thing that we haven't seen yet pop up on the show that apparently was filmed for the show. There's a lot of random little things. Me personally, I'd be perfectly fine if Mephisto was not on the show at all. It didn't factor into it in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But I feel like it's one of those things that's kind of being spoken into existence and it's just happening.
What if it's Mephisto, the Ghost Rider movie?
Damn. Wait, is he still alive?
Damn, don't kill the man. He probably had a jack in the box somewhere. Ernie, good God. Man,
no, wait.
No, Ernie just killed this motherfucker outright.
Well, no, I asked because, I can't remember if the actor is still alive. He's dead. He's dead. Peter Fonda's dead.
Damn, for real?
Yeah, he died August 16, 2019.
Damn.
Yeah, Peter Fonda was if we're talking about the one from the Nicolas Cage, Ghost Rider, yeah. The guy who played Mephisto in the first movie, that was Peter Fonda. He passed away in 2019. That's why I was like, that's why I felt so strongly about it. I wasn't trying to make the man dead when he really wasn't. But, and hey, it's fine because, apparently he was problematic. In some ways. But yeah, anyway, point of the matter is, hey, we still got the good Fonda. Jane's still alive. Just saying. Throwing it out there. At least she's still with us. But the thing is, and this is what I kind of want to prepare people for, because I don't know what they're going to actually do here. I don't think we are. I know people are excited to get mutants. I know people are hyped to get mutants. They're hyped to see Wanda and Quicksilver and Magneto and all the other shit. I just want to throw some sobering cold water on some shit.
Okay.
Don't expect them to go the same route. Don't expect them to go the whole, oh, that's my daddy route. I just don't foresee that being a thing. Hell, they barely did it in the Fox series. They hemmed and hawed and danced around that bullshit there. I don't know. I know a lot of people are expecting things to go one way, and I'm just gonna go and let me say it may not go that way. It may not go the way you want it to. And even if it does, I don't know. I feel like I don't need Magneto to be Wanda and Pietro's father to validate them as characters. I just don't. I just don't care. I really of any character in the history of comics, I could care less about who their daddy is. Magneto has so many fucking kids. What difference does it make? They don't even focus on any of them.
And it's not even me looking for Magneto to pop up at some point. It's just if Evan Peters is there, I just want the acknowledgement of mutants. That's all I want.
Yeah, no, I care more about that than anything else. But it's like, but it is one of those situations though where like everyone's always talking about Magneto's kids this, Magneto's kids that. Y'all forgot this motherfucker got 8 other babies. This man out here, Papa was a rolling ball of metal. This man was out here just laying pipe left and right. Don't nobody ever talk about the other kids that he has sired throughout the years. No one cares about the motherfuckers. Nope, just Wanda and Pietro. That's it. Lord, that must be terrible for the siblings. But moving on along. Let's see what we got. They did mention Nightmares in one of the more recent episodes. I mean, honestly, if Nightmare shows up at some point, that's fine. I mean, here's the thing. Nightmare's not that big a reach because he's literally been teased since Doctor Strange 1. Like, Marvel was very open and vocal about the fact that Nightmare was going to be the titular villain, not the titular villain, but the main villain of Doctor Strange 2 when they were going by their original plans. So Nightmare showing up in the MCU is not a surprise to me. It's like I've seen so many people go like, oh, Nightmare's going to show up. It's like, dude, they've been talking about Nightmare since, like, when did Doctor Strange 2 come out? When did Doctor Strange 2 come out? Let's see. Or not Doctor Strange 2, but Doctor Strange.
I was going to say, you got to connect on the sequel already?
No. God, no.
You said it like 3 times, and if you got it at the house, I'm going to need a copy.
No. I got nothing, man. I got nothing. Okay, here. So, Doctor Strange came out in 2016. So, Doctor Strange came out in 2016. This motherfucker has been getting, like, they literally were talking about putting Nightmare in the MCU since before the date that it actually came out. So Nightmare would be the least surprising thing I would see in the MCU. Like, regardless of what project he appeared in, he'd be the least surprising thing to me. It'd be like if Nova showed up in something like, well, they've been talking about that motherfucker for a while, so I guess now's the time. That's like when they finally said that Black Panther was going to be in Captain America Civil War, and Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans was snatching that motherfucker back and forth on stage like he was Spider-Man or some shit, and I was just like, well, they haven't talked about Black Panther for a while. So, I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Not saying that I don't want to see it, but just it's one of those things like everybody tries to tell me like it's some bombshell, and I'm like, no, it ain't. This is just another Tuesday. Hell, I'd be more surprised if Blackheart show up.
Oh God!
And wait a minute. Wait, and I actually wanted to be old boy Wes Bentley. Get Wes Bentley back.
Oh man!
Bring back Wes Bentley and have that motherfucker sitting here looking like a goddamn Twilight vampire. They did Blackheart so dirty in that damn movie, I swear to God.
It wasn't Blackheart, man. He was Legion, and he is many.
Oh, shit. That motherfucker wasn't even Blackheart. That motherfucker was... Look, that you know what he was? That motherfucker was Greyheart. That's what he was.
Oh, he was... It still caught the penance there. All them souls inside of him still caught that penance there. Sit down.
Look, that motherfucker hit. That's one thing. You know what? Can we please get Ghost Rider, like a legitimate Ghost Rider? Can we get that?
If you're asking for Nicolas Cage to be involved, I'm all for it. I just watched a new movie with him last night where he was beating the brakes out of the Five Nights at Freddy monsters.
Oh God! Did you ever watch Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance, the second one? Did you ever watch that one?
Yes. Lord, it was better than the first one, but it was just as nasty.
Right, I was about to say.
Have you seen fucking somebody somewhere somehow got the footage of him acting like the Ghost Rider without the flaming skull? Have you seen that?
Yes, dude. That shit was very telling.
And dude, I'm gonna tell you some shit. Let's just keep it on Nicolas Cage one more time because this pissed me off. Because this is in my top 5 greatest movies of all time. Did you know that a sequel is in development for fucking Face Off?
I thought it was a reboot.
Nope, it's a damn sequel.
Lord,
They fucking with my movies, Ernie.
Look, man, ain't nothing wrong with box office masterpiece Face Off. Leave that shit alone.
Like,
look,
dude,
you know what remakes are for? Remakes are for movies that were bad when they originally came out. Don't remake some shit.
That's why they're not remaking it. It's an actual sequel to the Ain't Legal. If they fuck with Demolition Man, I'm shooting somebody.
Look, let me tell you something. First off, there's movies you don't touch. I don't need no sequel to Demolition Man. It's just fine on its own. I don't need no sequel to Face Off. It's just fine on its own. I don't even need a movie. Here's what you do. You know what you do? Somebody go back and remake the 1989 Punisher. Somebody go back and do that. How about that? Because that movie was nasty. With Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah. Look, Ivan Drago in the goddamn role. Wait, somebody go back and remake that 1980, was 80-something Captain America movie. Somebody go back and remake that. You remake bad movies. You don't make sequels to movies that have been out so long. Like, okay, there's some things I can make a case for if it's written well. Like, case in point, movie Trainspotting. There is, 20 some odd years between the time the Trainspotting came out and then the sequel. I think it was or was it 20 years to the date? I can't remember exactly. But, yeah, I'm actually looking up. Okay, so Trainspotting. The original Trainspotting came out in 1996. Trainspotting 2 came out in 2017. So look, yes, there was 20-ish years between Trainspotting 1 and 2. But you know what? They wrote it in such a way that it made sense.
You know what I want to see a sequel to? What was the name of that Billy Zane movie? He was a superhero. Was that the Panther? Or was that the
Phantom? That was the Phantom. That was the Phantom.
I want to see a Phantom sequel. I want to see a fucking since we just gonna be nasty like that, making sequels to Face Off. Give me the Phantom. Give me Alec Baldwin reprising his role as the Shadow.
Wait. You mean I know what evil lurks in the hearts of men.
Like, Dynamite done enough of them. Hell, let's bring the Shadow back. Put Ben Affleck in the Batman role. Boom, we got Dynamite coming. Let's go. I'd watch it.
Dude, wait a minute. No, you know what? Can we get a? Nah, this was never really a thing before. But remember back in the days, they always do those Vampirella and Lady Death crossovers. Yeah. There you go. Y'all want a new property? There you go. Vampirella and Lady Death. I just gave it to you. That'll shut the comics gators up.
Bruh, could you imagine? Oh my God, Creek Evil. You sick for that one. Could you imagine Liam Neeson doing another Dark Man movie?
Dude. First off, dude, wait. With that man's face bubbling. Dude, I remember the first time my mom took me to see that movie in theaters. And I remember watching the movie, that motherfucker's face started. I was like, Lord, get me out of here. I said, no, this white man's face is not sitting up here cooking in the middle of the goddamn park. I said, Lord, I was like, Mother, what have you drugged me to come see?
That's when I knew I was young and stupid, because I couldn't tell you why Darkman was the coldest superhero I had ever seen, but he was the coldest hero I had ever seen. Couldn't tell you why.
Well, no, you know what it was? That man he was basically Spawn before Spawn. Like, he was they'd have burnt me alive. Now my face is all fucked up. And I can fix my face, but only temporarily.
I think Liam Neeson would have got a lot more money instead of doing all the nasty taking sequels. Just do Darkman.
Dude, look, I got a special set of skills, like making masks that only last for like 30 minutes.
Michael Orius, you almost got banned asking for a Double Dragon sequel just so I can see them fools punch fists. You said it. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Dude,
I don't want to see a Double Dragon.
Wait. Why they do Robert Patrick like that in that movie? Why they do the T-1000 that way? Had this man out here looking like a whole ass, broke ass MC Hammer.
You said it. That's the one thing I remember from that movie.
Well, no, you know what? You can tell a kid wrote that script because they always went out their way to go, "Hey, look, it's Ugg and Home." Talking about because the name, because Jimmy Lee and Billy Lee, the last names are Lee. Oh man, look, it's Ugg and Home. Like, Lord, get out of here, man. I said, your kids wrote this script. Get the fuck out of my face with that shit. The MCU live action stripperella. See, no, we ain't doing Stan Lee like that.
I have that series somewhere in this room. I need to finish it. I need to watch it.
Dude, see, you can't, no, don't do it. It said fight the might of the dragon.
Oh, God.
Lord.
Yeah, you got to go. Oh, sorry.
No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I completely forgot about that, dude. Ugh.
That nastiness, this nasty shit. Look.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Ugh.
Look, no. You can't do it.
Creek, you cried. You said you almost cried. That Double Dragon cartoon was my shit. When I saw that movie, I almost cried. That shit was nasty. Think about how I felt when I'm trying to sit here and argue with motherfuckers that Mario Bros. Wasn't that bad.
Dude, Nah, Mario Brothers was that bad.
No way. Oh. Black Gay Comic Geek with a $2 super chat saying the Firefly writer just came out against Joss Whedon.
Lord. We know the Buffy writer. Dude, right? I need to actually get one of those. I need to actually like pay somebody on Fiverr to give me one of those. Last Dragon 2 Return of the Nuff. I'm done with y'all. But no, I will. Wait, how old is the actor that plays Show Nuff? Hold on, I gotta see something real quick before I look up this damn thing. Hold up. Show Nuff actor. Let's see. Is he Lord Julius Carey? Oh, he ain't even with us no more. Lord, I didn't realize he was gone. Dude, he gone.
Damn.
Dude, hold on. Wait a minute.
Oh yeah, sure enough, yeah, he
gone. He been gone. I forgot this motherfucker was. He was on the dude. Lord, this man used to be on Two Guys and a Pizza Place. Get me out of here.
Wait. 2 guys, a girl, and a pizza place until they changed the name of it because that name was too goddamn long.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Ryan.
Dude. I forgot he was on Briscoe County Jr. Lord. God damn. He was Lord Bowler. Oh, Lord Jesus. Why y'all remind me of this shit? God damn. Lord Jesus. Why? Look, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. I guess y'all, hold up. Y'all don't believe me. Look at this. This is that motherfucker right here standing next to Ash. Lord, this man, the Shogun of Harlem. Lord, y'all need to quit. Y'all need to quit. Hold on, wait a minute. Oh, God. Oh, goddamn.
Dude, Bruce Campbell was on too much shit back then. I forgot about Briscoe County Jr.
Mm-hmm.
I remember fucking Jack of all trades.
Dude, here, check this shit out. Check this out. I got the article. So what Black Gay Comic Geek was talking about, we going back in, y'all. We going back to shit. Put your swamp boots on. Firefly. Oh, man, y'all need. Lord. Firefly writer claims Joss Whedon bragged about making a female writer cry twice in one meeting. Says, it says here, Jose Molina, who's credited with 2 episodes of Whedon's TV show Firefly, claimed that Whedon would boast about making women cry. Casually cruel is a perfect way of describing Joss. Molina wrote to tweet, he thought being mean was funny. Making female writers cry during a notes session was especially hysterical. He actually liked to boast about the time he made one writer cry twice in one meeting. Now this is also the other one I was thinking about too. When Blackgate Comedy brought us up, I was talking about the Buffy writer that said the same thing. Marty Knox and the Buffy showrunner during his final 2 seasons shared her own tweet on Friday saying Carpenter and her co-stars Michelle Trachtenberg and Amber Benson deserve to be heard. She says, I would like to validate that the women of Buffy are what the women of Buffy are saying and support them in telling their story. They deserve to be heard. I understand where Charisma Carpenter, Amber Benson, and Michelle Trachtenberg and all the women who have spoken out are coming from. And this is this is actually the tweet right here. So yeah. And then she said something else. Let me see if I can get that to pull up here. She has a here it is. She says Cater Gordon and I recently wrote about some of our own experiences in the business and what we think can be done to make to help make it better. This is actually the article that goes on from there. But yeah, dude, that shit is wild, dude. Shit ain't right. Shit is not right. Excuse me. Here, let's see. Let me go back because we got another one in here. Chi-Town Zan says, crazy how no one talks about Hayward acting like an undercover Hydra agent. I mean, I honestly wouldn't be surprised. I honestly just think he's just a bastard. But, I mean, if he worked for Hydra, that would not surprise me either. Considering, what Hydra is and how far along they have been going along. Let's see here. Let's also... I can't find this one because it got lost in the shuffle. LJ Mac 03 came through with a $5 super says, love the call back to Kick Ass, which, yeah, they actually have a nice little callback to that on WandaVision, which I didn't expect them to make, but I'm here for it. Conway Bergdog with 499 Super Chat says he said causing nightmares and stuff when asking Wanda how she does it. Which, yeah, that I think that's some people also saying they're attributing to nightmares influence, which could technically be a thing. Nightmares' power is actually controlling people's dreams and instilling complete and total utter fear in them and feasting on the said emotions and vibes that come from that. So would not surprise me at all. Once again, Nightmare would literally be the least surprising character they could ever introduce into a Marvel movie to me, or TV show for that matter, at this point. Let's see. Dre807K Joe says, what if Tyler Perry got the rights and could get a team together and bring Milestone Comics to the big screen? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
No.
Yeah, thumbs down.
No.
Thumbs down.
No.
Thumbs down. No.
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 Who asked that question?
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh,
Don't do it. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Nope.
Oh, no. Nope. I would not want that, though. No. I would not want that.
I swear to God, if I find your name. Oh, my God.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. It's I would Blackgate Comic. Hayward's just acting like a white man with power. That's kind of how I took it. That was the long and short of it that I got from that particular instance. That said here, let me damn, y'all ain't shit. Let's see here. What else we got? Here? I'm gonna look and see if we got anything up here in the questions. LJ Brown says, since we no longer have Gina playing Cara Dune, I say replace her with Maori actress Frankie Adams from The Expanse, and thank you for recommending that show. Yes, so I don't expect many of you to know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
But, I think anyone getting rid of, I think bringing anybody into that role over Gina Carano, I think will be a good pick.
Yes.
Anybody will be better than Gina.
Yes. For those who are not familiar with the character, or not the character, but with the actress, Frankie Adams, Frankie Adams is I think she was her character was introduced in the second season of The Expanse. She is a tough as nails, take no shit Mars Space Marine.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, she is awesome. Like she is very easily my favorite part. One of my favorite parts. I say favorite, but probably one of my favorite parts of the show. She's awesome. She's awesome. For those who know what I'm talking about, this is her right here though. This is her in her Mars her Martian jumpsuit. But yeah, dude, like she can whip some ass. Like dude, yeah, if you're not watching The Expanse, please do yourself a favor, go watch it. It's so good. It is so good. That show is amazing. I can now safely say that yeah, The Expanse is easily one of my favorite TV shows of all time. Period. Hands down. But yeah, I would be here for it. Let's go cut the goddamn check. Let's see what else we got here. Monkey D Deadbeat says, considering the shaky status of the DCEU, suppose y'all were tasked with assigning roles to actors from the DCEU for future MCU movies. What roles that haven't been cast yet would you give to the DCEU actors for potential future MCU stuff? Case in point, Will Smith, Gal Gadot, Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Margot. I'm not going to go through all of these. I wouldn't cast Ray Fisher and shit, but that's just me. That motherfucker would be mad that if he was like, I'm not saying I would cast him as Namor, but if you cast him as Namor, that motherfucker would get mad. Say, why do I gotta say Imperious Rex? Why I gotta do that? Cast that motherfucker as Wolverine, be like, well, why do I have to say Bub? I mean, I don't want to say Bub. I don't want to do that. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Anyway, oh, and Ezra Miller. No, now first off, here's what I do. We gonna take them two names off the table. Ezra Miller, Ray Fisher, gone. Get them out of here. I don't really know. Honestly, I have no idea who I would cast any of these people as because I don't know. I'm so accustomed to seeing them as one thing. I don't know if Carter, if you got any insight on that, or if you have any ideas.
Henry Cavill. And this is the nerd coming out of me, but I'd make Henry Cavill Hyperion just because I really, really just want to see the Hickman Thor Hyperion shit on the big screen because of just how good it was.
I could rock with Cavill as Hyperion.
Ben Affleck I wouldn't do anything with because I just want him to stay Batman. Will Smith, get the fuck out of here. Gal Gadot.
I don't know who I would cast her as.
Margot Robbie, I'd do Black Cat. Gal Gadot, yeah. I would do Jackpot.
Damn, you ain't shit.
Jared Leto. Well, I mean, he's already Morbius, so you don't really have to do anything with that.
No, you really don't. He's got a bag. He's good.
Yeah.
He good.
Oh God. Will Smith, give me fucking one of them people on the Monster Island or some shit. I don't know.
You ain't shit.
Like where Frankencastle got created. I don't know,
Lord,
dog.
This man said Frankencastle. Get me out of here.
Make Will Smith Jonah's son after he became the werewolf man.
Lord,
I'm being an asshole at this point, y'all. If y'all couldn't tell, yeah, I'm being a blatant asshole. If y'all couldn't tell,
this man here, this dude said, "Make him Man Wolf." Said, "Make mine Man Wolf." I'm done. Okay, Yasuke26 says, comics aside, are y'all gonna be checking out Judas and the Black Messiah on HBO Max? Also. When the Blood Syndicate do come back, don't do my boy Tech-9 dirty and have him melt like that Wicked Witch of the West. Let him rock with his ridiculous gun powers and leave him alone, LOL. Yes, Tech-9 got fucked over hard body in Blood Syndicate back in the day in Milestone. I will be checking out Judas and the Black Messiah. I will be checking that out. That is going to be a thing. It's already in the works.
I won't, just because I know everything about that, just because I was a Black history guy. Just way back when I did like that, our schooling system didn't really tell us much of nothing. I was just watching PBS documentaries and shit like that. So I know the story of Judas and the Black Messiah. So just to see it in movie form would just piss me off even more. Just if you don't know the story to that, then by all means watch it. It's gonna make you mad. Blood Syndicate, I don't know about.
Yeah.
Only Tech 9 I know about is my favorite rapper because I'm a technician.
Damn. No, so dig this. Blood Syndicate was a gang. They were a street gang who got superpowers and decided to use their superpowers to protect the neighborhood.
Okay.
They had some wild characters on there. You probably would have liked it. They had a character on there that was a brother-sister combo. Fade and Flashback. Fade was like kind of like Kitty Pryde, where like he could like phase through stuff, but like it was like on a much deeper level. Like he was always like out of phase with time. And man, there's a comic where he put hands on Superman, and like he just rolled up on him and started like just like spraying on Superman left and right. Like, and Superman was just like, I didn't feel any of that. And then 3 seconds later, the actual hits connected because like he basically ran up on him 3 seconds in the future, hit him, but it actually didn't take place till 3 seconds later, if that makes any sense. Even though like it messed up Superman, but also hurt his hands because he's not super strong. But
he had to wait a few seconds before his hands broke.
Right? Yeah, because he came back, he was like, "Oh, dude, my shit."
Bro, I just punched Superman. Ah!
Dude, okay, you know what? I'm gonna save it. But no, you and then Flashback, she can travel backwards in time, up to 3 seconds. So, like, there's a issue where some fucked up shit happens to the Blood Syndicate, and she keeps having to go back in time to try and save them. Like, it's wild. Like, her power's crazy. Like, it doesn't seem like anything would be very useful, but, like, because of the nature of how it works, she remembers everything, even the stuff that she fixed. So, like, even though, like, technically she saved the team, she had to live with the fact that she watched them die several times before she did it. And it to show you how wild Milestone was and how much of a fuck they didn't give, she wound up turning to crack to cope with her problems.
Jesus,
dude, Milestone used to be wild. Rocket was like one of the first teen pregnancies in mainstream comics. They used to get, Milestone didn't shy. Matter of fact, one of the characters on the Blood Syndicate was trans. And it was never really like delved into very deeply, but it was basically a person who had the same powers as Mystique. Okay. And they were born a woman, but every time they were around the rest of the group, they were a dude, because that's what they identified as, was as a man. And one day they got knocked unconscious, and one of the other team members saw them, and they're like, "Dude, who's this chick over here?" And then the person woke up and was like, "Oh, hell no!" And they're like, "If you snitch on me, I'm gonna snitch on you." And I was like, "Lord, y'all better be careful with that," because the character that found them was gay but was in the closet.
Okay then.
Like, dude, Miles, like a lot of people talk about, all this SJW stuff, all these LGBT, whatever in my comics. Man, all this stuff is brand new. Nah, this shit was happening in 1993, homie. Because Milestone didn't have to go by the Comics Code Authority. At least, not in the way that Marvel and DC did. But yeah. And speaking of, Rough Rider 86 asks, would you suggest reading OG Milestone comics before reading the new comics? I mean, it wouldn't hurt. Because it would probably give you a little more cachet and a little more idea of what they're doing different. And then Ed Boy in the Cut asks, so I know that people are saying not to retcon mutants into the MCU, but hear me out. Since S.H.I.E.L.D. was being run by Hydra for decades, what if Hydra was secretly kidnapping mutants and experimenting on them? They already had that precognition tech. They would have known about mutants before anybody. See, here's my thing. I didn't fuck with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. enough to care what they knew or thought. That's kind of my thing. Like I was one of those people, like, I did not watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. except for when Ghost Rider was on. Like, I didn't give a shit about that show. But that said, sure. But I don't think that, I don't know. I feel like they have other plans. I feel like they have honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if they treated mutants like they came from a completely different Earth. Like, if they actually kept mutants separate from the rest of the MCU, like they're in the MCU, but they're a separate universe. I honestly think that would probably be better, because because I think you would have a harder time explaining, well, okay, well, these superheroes have been running around here saving the world for I don't know how long. Why should I care that these other people are born with their powers? Like, what's the, like they would have to, like, you would have to find a way to make it make sense to a general audience, because that's going to be the first question people are going to ask. General audiences who don't read comics, they're going to be like, well, wait a minute. Why do people hate mutants? You know what I'm saying? That's going to be the first question. Like, they like Captain America. You know? They like the Hulk when the Hulk isn't fucking up their neighborhood. What about this person over here? Spider-Man's cool, right? But what about this one over here? Like, that's the area where things get kind of weird. Honestly, I'd be perfectly fine if they kept the mutants separate from the Avengers. I'd be perfectly fine with it. They don't have to exist in the same realm for me for it to work. I would be fine if the X-Men only cross paths with the Avengers on special occasions. And be done with it. Let's see here. I'm gonna say Carter. Did you have any recommended read for the week?
Recommendations this week is going to be finally we got a good King in Black tie-in, because this book has been a trip since the first issue, but we have King in Black Thunderbolts #2. This is by far the funniest, most useless douchebag jackasses, but it's great.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
We still have Taskmaster trying to be the worst leader you've ever fucking seen. They basically go to Ravencroft to meet Norman Osborn, because Norman Osborn is basically trying to give them information on something that they think could hopefully defeat Null. And then it's just a lot of random shenanigans from then on. I'd much rather you all read the book just to see the constant the shit talking and the foolishness that is happening in that book. But basically, the Thunderbolts think that they have a leg up now on a way to defeat Null, because Star is still on this team, and they find the item that Norman Osborn was sending them out on their little mission to go find. And this item that Norman sent them to find that they think might be able to help Star beat Null is the other half of the Sentry's corpse that landed on the ground that still has some energy in it. So...
Dude, I'm so done with these motherfuckers, Lord.
They're gonna use this lower half of the Sentry's body to power up Star to see if maybe it's gonna be a big enough explosion to kill Null. And that's where we at right now.
I'm gonna give one that is kind of a freebie. If you are a patron or channel member, which, by the way, patreon.com/BlerdWithoutFear, or if you click the join button down below, you become a channel member, and that will also get you the same access to the exclusive videos I put out every week. One just went up last night, late last night, which was the top 5 comics of the week. This is actually one of my picks from said video. But Taskmaster number 3 is going to be my pick, as you can see right here. Was really into this one because Taskmaster has just been so good lately, and the whole idea of Taskmaster, which I find it funny, he's made the recommendations twice in the same day, but for two completely different comics. But Taskmaster, what's going on is he's been tasked with trying to get the I guess the psychometric, like the physical movements down of three key characters. Amy Hahn. He's also trying to get Phil Coulson, and next up he's gonna be going after Okoye in Wakanda. But I thought it was funny because he's messing around with PIM particles, and it just leads to some really funny, like, dumb shenanigans with him and some of the funny shit that's happening. It's like a comedy of errors. Like, we see at the very beginning of the book, like, Taskmaster's not a good guy. He's a bad guy. But we see at the very beginning of the book that he set up this whole sting operation where basically he tricked this apocalypse cult. And by apocalypse cult, I mean like a doomsday cult. Like, people just like, oh, the end of the world, blah, 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 yada, yada. And trick these motherfuckers to think he was injecting them with, like, chemicals that would give them superpowers. And he convinces these motherfuckers that they have super strength and super speed and all this other shit. And these motherfuckers roll up on an actual superhero and punch that motherfucker and wonder why their hand just broke. And it's hilarious. It's hilarious to me just because, like, he's so awful throughout, like, this entire issue. Like, he's just doing, like, terrible things, but he's doing them for reasons that are, like, I guess technically in some mild way altruistic. And, like, the thing that just killed me, probably the icing on the cake for it all, was just the fact that we also got to see a moment of morality from Taskmaster. I don't want to say what it is, but basically there's a moment where Taskmaster could easily solve his problems, all of his problems, by doing one thing, and he chooses not to do it. And I thought that was pretty cool. That and the whole joke about when he encounters what was it, White Fox, who's featured on the cover here, well, at least from the back. Yeah, he points out that, oh, wait, White Fox, he was like or I think he said, wait, he's like, the only fox I know is Black Fox, and he was white. And he was like, you guys need to get your names together. Just making fun of the fact that more often than not there were like because people like to often brand the fact that, well, there are already white characters named White this or Black that. It's like, yeah, actually there are, but whatever. Anyway, but yeah, loved it, great, thought it was awesome. That's my recommendation. Go check it out. Go check out King. I actually did enjoy King and Black Thunderbolts. I just didn't. That's one of those books. It's just funny to me. It's a funny book. Yeah. Like, I don't feel like it has anything to do with anything, but at least it's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? But that said, that's it. We got Gabriel Knight here with the 999 super chat. Says, here you go, Miss Gladys. Got caught up at work, but didn't forget you, girl. See, look at
oh my goodness.
Look, Miss Gladys out here getting the bag. Look, I ain't mad at her. I'm not mad at her at all. Miss Gladys, you deserve it. You deserve everything you get. But that said, we're going to get out of here. Carter, what do you got going on this weekend, pimp?
Diablo 3. That's what I have going on this weekend.
Man, Lord.
I just started playing Diablo 3 for the first time since it originally released on 360. So I've been playing that with some buddies, and yeah, that was my Friday. So that's what I'm going to be doing today.
This man. See, you're going to make me reinstall it. You going to make me reinstall it because I can't get you on Hunt no more.
No, you can. You can. I actually tried to get a game in before I went to work yesterday. It didn't happen, but there was some fuckery afoot. But no, I'm always down for some Hunt.
Yeah, I hit you up there. He was like, "No, I gotta get that game a break," and I was like, "Oh Lord."
Oh yeah, that was some fuckery. There was some fuckery.
I was like, "Lord, he about to uninstall the shit." But no, I actually been off that Apex, man. I've been on that Apex Legends, something tough these last few days. So y'all might fuck around and show up on a Twitch stream, and I'll be streaming that shit. You never know. But that is a thing that could possibly happen since it's got crossplay now. I can pretty much play with anybody. And what else is going on? There's a indie game that I was given a code for that I'll probably be trying out on the stream probably tomorrow, maybe possibly. Also, just a heads up, I may or may not have scored an interview, not with Donnie Cates, before anybody asks, but with the current writer of the Nubia sector of the Immortal Wonder Woman comics and the Nubia Real One graphic novel, which, by the way, I got a copy of right here. It's not even out yet, I don't think, but was sent to me, and I've just started checking it out. So I have, like I said, I'm not very far into it. I just started like this, literally before I started the cave, just to kind of get a quick little jump in on it. But I'll be chit chatting with LL McKinney this week, hopefully, barring any catastrophic breakdowns. But that said, I don't know if there's anything else going on off the top of my head. Oh, if you have somehow missed the when I was on the Blerd Girl Live this past Tuesday, the link to the VOD is in the community tab on the page. I'm not gonna put it here because it'll just get lost in the shuffle. And it's there. It's there should be a link to where you can go check it out. It was awesome. Karama was really warm and inviting to me. Blur Without Fear, having me on the show, was super awesome and nice to me and great. We had wonderful conversation, and it was honestly it was actually the first time I think either one of us had ever actually spoken to each other in any like actual meaningful way. And like I said, I felt like we had known each other for years. So yeah, it was awesome. So go check that out, definitely. And also stick around for the second part, because the second part, Karama is interviewing Dax exclamation point from the RuPaul Drag Race. Some of you may recognize Dax for their Marvel cosplay. They've done characters like Storm, Rogue, Scarlet Witch, so on and so forth. That actually was really hilarious, because I actually was really here for a lot of Dax's opinions on WandaVision. and even by proxy of WandaVision, also some of the stuff going on with like Black Lightning season 4 and all that ish. But so yeah, make sure to go check it out. Anyways, we're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna try and do a stream tomorrow over on Twitch. In the meantime, make sure you go check that out. If I'm not mistaken, I think the link will pop up to Twitch at some point in there somewhere, because it always takes a minute for it to decide it wants to do what I want it to do. But that said, I love you guys. 3,000. We will see you all next time, hopefully. And between now and then, maybe we will have even more crazy WandaVision shenanigans to talk about. We'll catch y'all next time. We out here. Peace.